I won't bless that guy, that son of a
that son of a that poor son, that poor son, that
son of a bitch.
Well, it's been a week since no podcast.
Yeah, it was Easter Sunday.
I hope it's been worth it.
Sorry, guys, that was my fault. I'm the reason.
I know.
Why
You
there was
rose
no
from the
podcast.
grave.
I know.
Yeah.
Dang.
Ben, what did you give up for Ash Wednesday? Did you give up anything?
There's sort of
Smoking
Wednesday.
weed.
You did, huh?
Smoking weed for Ash Wednesday. Yeah, I gave it up for my entire life. Because
Nice.
Ash Wednesday is just that important.
Every Wednesday, I give it up.
You're real Ash head. You're real Ash head.
Yeah, I used to be. I put my blunt out on my forehead and I said, "Oh, this is no more. I don't need it anymore."
You did the Dr. Manhattan thing where you drew the symbol on your forehead, but you used the blunt and you made a weed leaf.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I drew the entire tetrahydrocannabinol molecule. I drew a complicated diagram.
I'll do a symbol that better represents me.
It will be one I respect. 420.
Recently
It'll be one I respect. Draws the Tesla logo.
Recently, a Lyft passenger gave me weed. He gave me free weed.
That's spectacular.
Yeah, in a jar, just because
That's
yeah,
Because you were based.
yeah, pretty
that
much.
seewell like a bad business model. It seems like you're losing money doing such
As
a
long
thing.
Okay, first of all,
As long as you
he
got
already-
it in addition to payment.
Okay,
and
he
not
already.
instead.
Well, you can't like jump into the car until you actually pay for the app. Like the app has your card, so you're paying anyway. You know. So he was
Hell
gonna give me
yeah.
money anyway, and I guess I was just talking to him about society. I was telling him about society and the problems with society. It's kind of like this guy's kind of base. I should give him some weed, and it
Yeah.
works out perfectly because I ran out. So yep, I just
It does work out perfectly.
got refilled.
Doesn't it?
Yep,
Oh,
life
yeah.
be like that sometimes.
You should get sugar. No, I don't need sugar.
A sugar high. That's what I'm chasing.
Yeah. No more weed now.
Only sugar,
Just glucose. What's it
Mhm.
called? Glucose.
glucose.
I tried. Okay.
Glucose
In
heads.
in my pursuit of a perfect licorice, I changed my strategy up, and I've created something called, rather than use sugar like a fucking moron, I've created invert sugar. Do you know what that is?
Salt.
And
Invert sugar.
Yeah.
I've created anti-sugar. Okay, it's actually, it sounds less complicated than it is. It's just you put sugar in water. You ever make rock candy? You know how when you put sugar in water and then you cook it down, it like crystallizes?
Yeah.
I have not done that, but I know that, yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, if you add a little bit of acid, I guess it reverses the molecular structure or something. It changes the molecular structure such that it does not do that anymore. And that's how you can cook sugar down into like a thick gloopy syrup. Down into what we confectioners call the softball stage of sugar reduction. So shut up! Shut the hell up! It's not funny.
These
yes,
confectionaries, they're so fucking silly.
these pâtissiers, they look down their nose at me. So I cooked I made a jar of softball stage invert sugar, and I tried making licorice. I tried making a Twizzler with it. It was still too soft, but it was much smoother. If you can believe it, it was much smoother than what the ones I had done with refined sugar. So that's an improvement. Yeah.
You're kind of like a senior citizen, Ben.
Wow, I really thought you were going to say you're like Walter White, because everyone says, "Wow, Ben, you're like Walter White."
Oh yeah, I bet you want me to compare you to Walter White. I bet you love it.
You'd be like the eighth.
You'd
You'd be like the eighth person to do it. So you know,
Is that because you don't have any hair anymore?
because I have no hair and because I make concoctions
You live in New
the
Mexico.
kitchen. I live in New Mexico.
You live in Mexico.
I have cancer.
Yeah, the
That's an
know.
upcoming.
My wife hates me.
Yeah, true. Your wife does hate
Is he
you.
Did he ever do any rapes? Did he ever do any rapes?
No.
Just,
he did in a sexual assault. I remember that. Against
on
Skylar.
Skylar? Yeah. Well, you know,
And
it doesn't count if you're
she was
married.
pregnant. She didn't want it, and he was just going too hard.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck?
He thought he could get horny time whenever he wanted, and he's kind of like, hey, wife consent matters.
I'm a cool gangbanger drug dealer now. You have to respect me, and nope.
Yeah.
Breaking
Bad is pretty cool like that, where it's like, yeah, you know, nerds kind of do ruin everything when you think about it. And especially like, you know, drug dealing, they ruin it. They should stay.
Not me though.
Not you. No, you're different.
Not me though.
Not me though. You know that go on.
Oh yeah.
You know that roller coaster that is designed to kill you?
You mean Phantom's Revenge?
No. Sure.
That's a real roller coaster of an experience reading that. You'll be dead by the end of it.
No, did you know there's an actual roller coaster called Phantom's Revenge?
Oh.
I don't know if it's called...
It's not called Phantom's Revenge. I know the thing Cheese is talking about.
It pre-exists the video game. It pre-exists the famous video game.
Okay, no, not that one. Because the one I'm talking about doesn't exist. It's like a hypothetical, like, designed roller coaster.
It's the thing that everybody makes in, like, Roller Coaster Tycoon as soon as they boot up the game.
Yeah, basically, it's like... I'll look for an image for it, but it basically has, like, a huge-ass, like, ramp. It goes straight up into the air, and it has like enough loop. Apparently, like the loops number that it chooses is enough to straight up kill you. Saw someone tweet it out recently with the caption, "Yeah, I would survive this."
Oh, is it the one where like the loops get smaller and smaller, and like the centrifugal force gets higher and higher, and eventually it just like turns you into a milkshake?
Yeah.
It starts really tall, and it goes wee like a pigtail.
Yeah, I would survive. I would survive. I just wouldn't let it kill me.
Mr. Beast should create that with his money, and then people can see how cool they are by surviving the euthanasia coaster. That'd be some good content.
Mr. Beast should put transphobes in it.
I bet it's a painless way to go. I bet you pass out well before.
Do you feel it when you get turned into a milkshake? Is that a feeling? You know.
I think you'd have passed out well before it happened.
Okay, this is. I'm looking for a better.
There we go.
But yeah, basically, it's this.
This is a graph of how you would feel. In fact, you feel really good right at the top, and then
really bad,
spiral.
and then quit. You would alternate
you'll feel
rapidly.
Good and bad alternating until you're dead.
It kind of reminds me of what is like? We're not even sure that if you like drop
the thumbnail is really funny.
We're not even sure that if you drop a human into a black hole, if they'll even feel it. You know, like. We're not even exactly sure what's gonna fucking happen to you.
Yeah, like if your brain is halfway through the event horizon, do the neurons firing even reach the other part of you? Is that like, is it just like you, what, dude? Like what the fuck?
I always thought that's a really cool way to like go. You know, like if there was like some sort of anime where they defeat the final guy by dropping his ass into a black hole, and he's just getting like stretched beyond like infinite. And is even feeling it? Is it even like he's like in this in between state of alive or dead? You know,
it's so like it's so confusing. I've tried to wrap my head around it. I've seen so many YouTube videos trying to explain this what you would feel at the edge of a black hole going into it, because time stops.
Time doesn't. So
stop.
Time dilates
to the point where it basically is like you don't perceive anything happening. So would you just be sitting there?
No, you would your time would be relatively dilated compared to an outside observer. I mean, you would experience time for yourself moving normally, but then like, you know, time would be moving really fast like outside of the event horizon.
Does that mean if you could
you'd be falling
it,
in and you'd see like the universe die like outside? You'd see like the entire universe die. Like,
well, you wouldn't see anything because the light couldn't get in. But
it can get in though. It can get in. It just can't get out.
Interesting. That's so cool.
So like all the photons are like flying in, and you've got to like catch them with your eyeball. Otherwise, they'll go past you into the infinite nothing.
Yeah.
It's a little game. You got to see how many photons you can catch.
That's That's right.
Black holes can like get full, can't they? And then they explode.
And when they
No.
get full, they go, "Oh, I'm so full.
Oh, I'm so full." And they
massive.
pat their stomach.
Oh, fuck.
Wrong.
I don't
No.
think I can eat anymore. Oh,
They can't they can't get full, but they can get empty.
The what's the thing with the? It's like a big swoosh of energy, like escaping a black hole and making it shrink. Like the matter inside of it is escaping as some sort of a thing.
It's not a big swoosh. It's a very gradual process of what's the thing? There's a certain kind of radiation that a black hole does emit.
Yeah.
And a black hole can eventually like radiate away all of its mass.
that's cool.
Which you would think it couldn't do, but it does.
I would survive
But
a
it's
black
really
hole.
slow.
I could probably survive a black hole. Just
Yeah,
drop
I
me
played
in.
Outer Wilds. I know my way around a black hole.
Yeah, I could escape one.
Hawking radiation.
Steven
Hypothetical
radiation.
particles formed by a black hole's boundary.
Yeah, so I can hypothetically survive, is what you're saying.
So you're saying it's not 100%.
What if things named after people were named after their first name instead of their last name?
Steve's radiation.
Steven Radiation, and then like
That's like
Force-
Steven Universe.
Yeah, Steve's radiation.
Whoa.
Is
Yo,
Yo.
and like
Let's
Newton's
go.
would be Isaacs.
Mm.
The force of 20 Isaacs. I guess it wouldn't change that many things, but I just like the idea
That'd
that
be,
there could be a force that is measured in johns.
A more casual.
That'd be a pretty funny, kind of
naming convention.
That'd be a pretty funny alternate reality where everything is the same. It's just that now we just name things based off of people's first names, and that's just like the one difference.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
So
Same
like
people
every
did it.
so like the capital of the United States is just called George, as is the state.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was one story, I probably mentioned this
Oh.
before, about alternate realities, and the one difference between the reality they jump into is that Bob Dylan didn't create the stage name Bob Dylan. He just uses his regular name instead.
Sad. A very disturbing universe.
An evil universe, if you will.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hey, I watched a movie over Easter.
No way.
Nate showed me this great film. You might have heard of it. It's called RRR. Are you familiar?
Oh yeah, I heard it's really good, and it's 3 hours long. So I gotta watch it.
It is 3 hours long. It should have been longer.
What is this film? I've not heard.
It is an Indian action drama. Well,
Mhm.
it's sort of about like real life Indian people, but it's like a fictionalized version of their lives where it's like they never knew each other in real life, but the movie is like, what if they did meet each other and they were best bros for life and they had anime superpowers? And it's so good. It's so cool.
Mhm.
There's big like, it's not technically a Bollywood movie because it was made in a different language. It was made in the Telugu language, which is not Hindi. So it's something called Tollywood, but whatever. It's an Indian movie, and it's got those Bollywood style like big like Indian dance numbers,
Nice.
just in the middle of like action scenes or like just whenever. There's just a whole bunch of them, and it's so earnest. It's like to my Western sensibility, it just comes off as having like absolutely no sense of like irony or like self-consciousness about just have the characters do a big stupid dance number after they have a big battle or whatever.
Wait, but how am I supposed to know when to laugh if a character doesn't look at the camera and say, that just happened?
That just happened. You're always supposed to be laughing. You're always laughing.
That's the goal, the job of the person next to you whenever you're watching it.
Yeah, he's supposed to
Is
translate.
to poke you in the shoulder and say, "Did you see that just happened?"
Guys,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
funny
yeah.
moment happened. Please laugh.
We don't need Joss Whedon telling us that just happened. Your annoying friend in the theater can just be, "Did you see what just happened?" And you go, "Yeah, shut up." Trying to watch the movie.
Did you see what just happened? They're dancing. Can you believe that?
I don't know. I want to like gush about it. I want to like spoil it. I want to tell you all the amazing things that happen in RRR.
Can you
but
describe the emotions instead, maybe, of like what you experience?
It's.
Would you say it's like funny bad good or like actually brilliant?
It's not. It's not. No, it's not bad at all. It in no way is it bad at all. Like none of my enjoyment of it was ironic. Like I was laughing with the movie because it was very silly at times.
I like those sorts.
But it's silly in a way that just made me clap. It just made me clap and go. Just made me clap and jump out of my seat and go yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
How do you spell it? Is it just the letter
R?
R?
It's the letter RRR. I guess it technically stands for Rise, Roar, Revolt.
Nice.
In the movie, there's like chapter beginning that are like, okay, so the characters are like, it starts with one that's like story, and the R is big in story. And then they introduce this one character who is the fire, and the R is big. And then there's another character who's the water, and the R is big. But that's not what the R stands for.
This is awesome.
They just like R.
They just like the R.
Is there a pirate that goes R?
There is not a pirate.
Oh,
there is not a pirate. I'm
Damn.
sorry.
I really do want to watch it, but God.
There is a jungle man. There is a jungle man, which is like a pirate. Sort of.
Jungle man.
Jungle
oh,
children.
You lost me.
You know, children from the jungle.
Children from a book.
I'm trying to think of what can I say without
what can I say that hasn't already been said?
Would you say that
the unforgettable moments?
Would you say that your hatred of people with melanin, like you probably change your mind on it? Like you probably like people with melanin now.
It made me think maybe they have a chance. Maybe there's something to these. Maybe there's something to these brown people.
Maybe some brown people are cool. You know, sometimes like how some white people are cool. Sometimes, you know,
the movie's basically about how white people are bad.
True base.
It's very woke. It's a very very woke film.
That's awesome. Kind of reminds me how every time I pick up a passenger who's like Indian or like a darker shade of skin, I raise my fist in brown power. I tell them, you know, have about brown pride.
You pull out you know that shot of the guy in Family Guy, the guy holding out the skin color guide.
Yeah,
that's like, if you're lighter than this, you're a tourist. If you're darker than this, you're a terrorist or something.
Yeah.
You pull it. You make a fist. You pull out the guide. If you're lighter than this, you punch them, and if it's darker than this, you fist bump.
Nice.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
Cheesy, were you the Lyft driver in that story?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the driver gave you weed, and I thought seems a bit odd.
No, I was the driver. The passenger gave me weed.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice either way.
Yeah, so you know, I got paid and I got weed, which is pretty great, because I kind of, you know, I'm low. I'm probably not gonna smoke it until like I do another round of pre-orders. That's usually when I get really stressed out. Calms my nerves. Gib. Remember when you and Munchie reviewed S Cry Ed? And you did a terrible job, and you completely... I
watched it like a normal person would, and I was like, huh? What's going on?
You watched it, first of all, the whole premise of 3 episodes, terrible. You literally did not even get to understand what the show is about. That show is about...
Look, what I was doing was following the Trixie video, how to tell a bad anime from one episode. We were being generous with
S Cry Ed. It is about an unlikely bromance between the 2 biggest badasses in the world and their opposing ideological philosophies. And you didn't even get to that part, but that's what RRR is like. It's like S Cry Ed, but Indian and good, actually. Even though I like S Cry Ed. So yeah. I don't know. There's You'll be sold in the first 15 minutes if you turn it on. I think it establishes right out the gate what kind of movie you're in for.
Oh, I bet.
I really can't say enough good things about it. It showed me that movies can be good, actually.
Nice.
That
was me when I watched the Mario movie. I was like, oh, movies can be good. Movies can be good now. Haha,
I guess it.
JK.
I guess it won an Oscar, despite being from India. It won an Oscar for like one of the musical numbers.
In a fair world, it should have been like up for like Best Picture.
I mean, I'm no expert. I mean, it was my movie of 2023, even though it came out last year, I guess. But it would have been my movie of 2022 as well.
You haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once.
You know, I did see it. No, I definitely liked RRR better than Everything Everywhere.
Gotcha.
Everything Everywhere was like fine. It was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very twee, which I am not a huge fan of.
Damn.
I thought the metaphor was a little strained.
Oof.
It was okay. It was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I really liked Everything Everywhere.
You much
but
prefer
if RRR is even better,
you much
then
prefer
it must be a
East
good year
Asians.
for movies.
Ben clearly has a favorite of Asian. He prefers East Asians.
I feel like Everything Everywhere. I don't know. It felt like it was really trying to like tell you something. Like it really thought it had something to say. RRR doesn't have anything to say except India fucking rules and fuck the British and
well, that's true.
And anime is awesome.
It's probably got something to say.
It does. Yeah, it definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the movie is like a big dance. It's like a big dance scene, and even like the director of the movie starts dancing with all the characters, while like pictures of like Indian like political like revolutionary figures like are like scrolling by in the background. Yeah, no, the movie's got politics that I don't understand because I don't know who any of these people are.
That's really cool.
It is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I wish more people would do that, where like they would the cast and crew would start dancing.
That it was cool. It's very silly. It's very silly. They don't do that in America. They don't do that in Hollywood movies.
Yeah, true.
They like imagine if the Avengers just started like doing like an Irish jig. They just all started doing like a big jig.
Ben, you never seen the show Peacemaker? Because that's like the intro of the show is them is all the cast members doing like dancing to a glam rock song. It's a pretty good intro.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it. Okay.
I'll watch RRR. It's just 3 hours. I'm so fucking busy.
I can't recommend it enough. It's 3 hours. It felt like 2 or less.
1 hour per hour.
1 hour per hour. That's right. Earned every minute of it. I would even watch it again. I don't like rewatch movies, but I would watch it again. That's how serious I am about the quality of this film.
Ben, rewatching a movie? Say it ain't
I know. That's how serious.
Nah, that can't
Wait,
be.
is that John Cena?
Yeah, John Cena's
It is.
Peacemaker.
His mask is on crooked.
His face the mask is straight, the face is crooked.
Yeah, I love this intro. It's pretty good. I wish someone would I forget the name of the kind of like animation where there's like there's like anime characters. People use it when they kind of make like little Miku music videos, but I wish someone would like create a template out of this and you could just put your characters dancing to it or something. Cause I just think it'd work perfectly. It'd probably catch on. But alas, I do not have the time.
I'm watching this Peacemaker opening credits.
Mm-hmm.
I will say RRR has better moves.
Oh, definitely. I mean, not bad. These are all white people.
These are all white people, unfortunately.
This is white culture.
This is white.
Well, glam rock is like a pretty white.
That's true. There's one. The one blemish on RRR is that there is one good white.
Nice.
But she's not that important.
You always need one good white person, kind of like in Black Panther. They have
they
have a good white CIA member.
There's one good British person, and it's a lady who is maybe the dumbest part of the movie.
Damn.
Maybe the part that I think is the dumbest, but it's okay. It's fine.
That's funny.
That's nice, but she gets to dance, so good for her.
That's good.
Yeah, I feel represented.
Nice.
Shut up.
Okay.
If you got nothing to say, don't say duh.
All right, that's the end of the episode. Goodbye.
No.
I got nothing.
I want to talk about comics for a little bit.
Oh,
Yay.
A little bit of those comics. I've been working on Clarissa, chapter 5 now, but it's been a little bit rocky. I've gotten I don't know what it was. I put the first volume on Amazon.com, and I got some purchases, and it was so cool. And I was just sort of looking at that, and then the money stopped. The people stopped buying it, and I'm like, okay, so that's the people who know about it. I should probably try to market it more often, make some noise about it as I'm working.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why this was so strangely difficult. I think it might be an ADHD thing. I've heard this sort of thing might be an ADHD sort of thing, but I was having this plan of gonna post every page from Clarissa Gunsmoke on my Twitter and Tumblr and Instagram. Just posting the page one per day and then having a link to where you can read it and buy stuff. And I'm like, I could schedule tweets like that. I could just put them all up there. And that would be so easy. It would be the easiest thing in the world. And I don't know why I couldn't do it. It was staring me in the face. It was the least amount of work I could do.
You'd have to schedule
so
several hundred tweets, right?
How many
no,
pages
this is
are
more like 67 at this point.
I mean,
how many?
But
because it's four. You post 4 pages for each tweet, and you just put it in a thread.
I could do that, but then it would be less.
One per.
It would be less. I mean, it's probably a smarter thing to have more pages, but I don't know. Some pages are not that interesting, but
I think one page, just because if they're too small, then you can't see them when you're scrolling past the small thumbnails. No, I think one page is fine. That's not. I mean, that's probably going to take you a couple hours to do 67.
It's
not that easy.
I mean, no, but even doing one, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe if I don't schedule them, maybe if I just put one up to get the ball rolling. And I couldn't do it. I was sort of freaking out. It was a weird experience.
Did you not actually want to do it?
I wanted to do it, and it would be so easy, and every bone in my body was saying, nah, and I didn't get it. It was very odd. And so I had a sort of, maybe I was depressed. I didn't even really feel like I was. But I've been slowly grinding my bones into a fine mist, and now I'm getting back to doing some actual line art for the new chapter. At least something is getting done.
That's good.
Yeah.
I did not finish Beastcapades. Like I said, I might. I did do some more, but I didn't finish it.
You were talking in the chat the chapter's nearly done. What did you mean by that?
In the chat?
Just a few minutes ago,
A few minutes ago.
In the DM to me. Almost done with the new chapter.
Of One Piece.
Oh, whoops.
No, I have some more Beastcapades pages. I think I have 7 more pages or something. Didn't get to spend all my time working on them this past 2 weeks like I maybe would have liked to. But it's getting there. I was talking about the One Piece chapter, which has been out for a while.
It's been out for a while. There was a break last week, so by the time this episode comes out, there'll be a chapter that we will not talk about.
Ugh.
Damn.
Great.
Whoops.
Good scheduling. We're really on the
yeah,
ball.
I guess we should mention why there was no episode, because we didn't actually say.
I just wasn't here.
You weren't here for, I guess, I assume Easter meetup or something.
I went to my
thing.
family house for Easter, and I wasn't at my computer.
Yeah, and I could have done a Gibcast, but I didn't really feel like it. I was also celebrating, and mostly, I like now that the weather has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to spend my whole Sunday just lying in sunbeams. I wanted to go outside and have the sun on my face, and I would look up into it with my eyes closed and be like, "Oh yes, yes, oh yeah, oh yeah."
It was winter.
That's the best feeling.
It was winter like 4 days ago, and then 3 days ago it was like 80 degrees at night. It was like I was like walking around in a t-shirt and shorts like in the evening. Yeah,
that's too hot.
It didn't feel like 80. During the day, it was kind of hot, but it didn't feel like 80 at night. The weather said it was, but it was like walk around comfortably in t-shirt weather. It was great.
It's
now
like,
it's not that warm. Now it's like
it's still a bit breezy. It's a bit like a random storm will come through and like hail, and then it'll be like 5 minutes later, it'll be nice and bright and sunny. It's been a nice time to be outside and looking up at the clouds and be like, oh, imagine if there was a Skypea up there or something.
Imagine if the Skypea at me. Oh.
That's like you know those pictures that are like regular people versus creative people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they just have like a bit of hair dye.
It's like the creative person. It's like the girl is watching her chicken roast in the oven, but the creative girl has pink hair and is imagining that a dragon is cooking the chicken in the oven with its fire breath. That's you, creative people.
Yeah,
it's like
I look at big clouds and I'm like, oh yeah, what if there
cool. What if there was a man living on them?
What if there's a little guy up there? I mean, unironically though, sometimes a cloud looks like you could climb it, like it's a snowy mountain.
Sure.
And I just like looking at it. I just like drooling, like dumb, like duh, like looking up. That's me. That's where I want to be in life.
Well, you can't.
What a creative person.
That's so creative of you.
I'm so creative. Normal people look down at their shoes all day. Mm-hmm. They don't look up. They don't see the real world.
Normal people look down at their phone and
play
watch
Pokemon
pornography.
What?
Pokemon pornography.
Yes. Yes. Disgusting.
Kids these days are more interested in seeing Pikachu choke on a 12-inch cock instead of looking at the sky where the real beauty lies.
Look up and see God choking on a 12-inch cock. It's just like it says in the Bible.
Nice.
Oh, the beautiful bird song. Beautiful bird dong.
Man, I've not done any comics. I think the last one I drew was my Jesus comic for Easter.
You know what you haven't done, Cheesy?
What?
You haven't done my voice in Pagliacci. Where's the voice Pagliacci?
I'm working on it.
You were so in a rush. You're like, Ben, you gotta give me that voice.
Okay,
if I don't get that voice, it's gonna throw a wrench in the whole works.
I did
and
say
I slaved over it.
I did say those. Those were my exact words. Yes, that's true.
Just for you, Ben, just to keep this machine well oiled and running.
But Ben, what you gotta understand is that I owe money to Fredo taxes, and I'm currently doing double shift over here so I can pay them.
Fuck.
Oof.
Yep.
I forgot it's tax day in like 2 days. Oh,
yes,
fuck,
it is.
Shit, I haven't done them. Oh,
wait,
fuck.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, whatever.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just file for an extension maybe if I can. Probably.
When I went to my tax guy, I showed him like everything last year, which was my humbling year. I showed him how much money I didn't make. And he's all like, "Wow, so you're basically just running everything on a loss." And I'm like, "Haha."
Didn't you did you not have like taxes withheld from your pay checks or whatever?
No.
You don't get a rebate? Okay, all right.
Nah.
I don't either.
Yeah, so
Lamau.
yeah, but luckily my tax guy is pretty chill guy. He his office is covered in like little GI Joe figures. I don't know if I talked about this guy before, but
I don't think so.
he's pretty cool. Yeah, his office is just covered in GI Joe figures. He even makes like little custom ones where he like him being part of the GI Joe figure community. They just give each other little parts, and then they glue them together.
The GI Joe figure community.
Yep, they make like
The
custom
GI Bros.
the GI Bros. Yeah, they make their own little custom figures for characters and whatnot. He really likes my comic and all the shit that I do. So he'd be like, "Yeah, you're running everything at a loss, but you know, that's how it is when you're working on your dreams." And I'm like, "Haha, yeah, yeah, I guess, I guess that's how it is, huh?" Oof. But
That sucks.
yeah,
you just gotta pick yourself up by your bootstraps, I guess.
yeah. So when I did my
You gotta
tax,
fling yourself up by your bootstraps. You gotta like David and Goliath, swing yourself around by your bootstraps and then swoosh
You gotta
right into the
fling-
eye of the giant.
you have to fling yourself right into the giant yourself.
You gotta escape orbit by your bootstraps.
Mm-hmm. True that.
You gotta have the eye of the tiger.
I Yep.
But killing tigers is illegal.
Who said that? Is anyone important? Did any relevant person say that? That's what I thought.
What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we talking about? Let's go.
Well, I was talking about comics.
This comic. This is the last comic I made, and it pissed off a lot of. There's so many angry Christians at me on TikTok who saw this.
Are there really?
Yes.
There really?
Yes. Some of them are speaking in like Polish to me, and they're mad.
Who has time for this?
I don't know, but
It's so silly for a thing to get people really mad.
It is, yeah, it's really funny, and it was kind of a banger because it made me jump up by like 100 followers on TikTok when I did it.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, it's pretty good. Do you know this meme, Ben? The Animan Studio meme.
It's like
no?
it's an animated something or other.
It's like
where guys walk in and it's got a huge butt and they look at it. But I don't know if that's in context.
There's this like South American studio called Animan, and they do like animated gay porn, right?
Yeah.
But they kind of do it in like a classic like cartoon style for some reason.
Okay.
And their intros are very like funny, and there's one where there's like a black man with like a huge ass, and he's walking down the street, and all the other men are like ogling at him, and they're like following him, and they're all bobbing to like the head of the beat of the song, right?
Huh.
And
okay, sure.
yeah, and they eventually
regular Saturday night.
They get into an elevator with him, and then they go up to like some sort of like hotel room where they all have like gay sex with him, but they're all still dancing. Like he's still doing like a little dance while they're having gay sex.
Sure, beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful courtip ritual.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So why are you telling me all? What are you telling me all this for? What's the?
Oh, it's the most recent comic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is that, but it's Jesus.
Yeah, it's that by Jesus, and the Romans are fine.
It's an outside the box concept, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's just like how it was when it happened.
This is as it is as it was, as the Pope said that one time.
Here's the original. Oh. Here's the original of it.
Forgis on the Jeep.
That's a line from the song that they use in the meme. This is a song called Ballin', and they just use like a sped up version of that song for the meme, and it just kind of works.
Oh, this looks terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you think it was a good looking gay porn?
I don't know. This is like the Proud
the bit
Family,
where he's like
bad.
bare chested is like they drew the whole thing
I love the
Like each frame, and it's all jerky.
I love the scene where like once they get up to the hotel room, he like does it like a cartoony spin and he takes off all his clothes.
I mean, I like all the guys in like the guys in top hats and the wife in like the big floofy, just like appalled, like dropping their monocles.
Like, well, good heavens! This
Good heavens!
This man walking down the street with like the biggest, thickest ass ever. Yeah, so people have been using this as kind of like a meme template.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is me putting my hat into the ring.
Forgis on the Jeep.
Putting your crown of thorns into the ring.
Yeah, Jesus has risen. He has made me rise. If you know what I'm saying. Everyone was saying like, "Oh, this is blasphemy. You're going to hell." Someone said like, "Do you not know what Jesus did for you?"
I retweeted a tweet that I thought was really funny on Easter, where a guy just says like, "Yeah, in the Bible, in the New Testament, there's a part where some of the apostles, they meet some guy. The guy's name is Nathaniel, and they tell Nathaniel like, "Hey, the Savior he's here. We got him, and he's a guy from Nazareth." And the guy says like, "Nazareth sucks. Like, he's not. No, he's not. Why would he be from Nazareth? Nazareth sucks ass." And they're like, "No, come on." And then later when Jesus meets Nathaniel, he says like, "This guy knows exactly what's up. Like, this guy is so on the level. He's totally right about everything,
Nice.
including my hometown of Nazareth being a shithole."
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Was it
I guess like he was not prophesized to come. He was prophesized to come from Bethlehem. This is a point I was not clear on before. I guess the prophecy was he would come from Bethlehem, and Nazareth is like near-ish Bethlehem. So like it's as if they said, "Oh yeah, the Savior will be born in Boston," but then he was born in like Lowell instead.
Yeah.
And
that's
like,
how
okay,
you know.
close enough, I guess.
That's how you know they're fucking lying to you. Oh, that Savior would be born in Boston. Yeah, okay, well, whatever you say, buddy.
Right, sure. Right.
I've been kind of in like an anti-Christian mood as of late.
But cheesy. What about your soul?
Oh, oops. Oh, oopsie. Oh, damn.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Oh shit! I didn't think about that.
Oh,
Fuck.
I didn't even consider it. Oh,
Pray,
no.
pray now.
Pray. You gotta pray the soul.
Oh,
back
Father out in
into its
heaven,
rightful
please
place.
don't put me in hell. Please, pretty please don't put me in hell.
No.
But what I mean is, I've been in my private server, I'm doing an art challenge where you're supposed to take like a superhero and you do like the evil version of them, and you kind of go in whatever direction you want with it. So I was thinking like, okay, what if I did the Fantastic Four, but they're like religious zealots, you know, instead of like scientists and like having a pro-profit organization. They're just like,
That sounds like
evil
something that
religious
Laserbot
zealots.
would make.
yeah, and they're called the Fateful Four is like their name now, and I drew like the majority of them already. Here's my Mr. Fantastic. I call him Father Flesh, like a melty
Oh,
gross
gross.
man.
Gross.
Yeah, all of them
Yeah,
are
disgusting.
all of them are like kind of like body horror themed. Here's like evil invisible woman, right here. Call her Mother Transparency.
Gross.
Yep.
Mother Transparency. That's
Yeah.
cute. Reminds me of that one Pokemon.
The Ultra Beast one.
Yes, the rock poison one. Nihiligo.
Yeah, I think I am gonna like do like if I were to draw more of this interpretation of the character, because she has like force field power, you could do like kind of like force field kind of like tentacle shit, so it looks more like a
This is cool.
jellyfish. Yeah. And
This is cool.
I got this is the evil human torch. I call this one the human pyre.
These are cool.
These are pretty good.
And I'm
These are pretty good.
currently working on the evil thing, but I'm not too married to this design. I might change this around. He's like
Yeah, it's hard because like, how do you turn a monstrous rock thing into invert it?
Yeah.
Wait, I've got it. I've got
Okay.
it.
He's not made of rocks. He's regular.
No. Wait. He's made of rock? The Dome of the Rock? The Islamic shrine in Jerusalem? Oh my god!
Wait, what does that look like? Hold up, because I was trying to look for like rock
It
thing.
just kind of looks like a domed mosque.
Islamic
Is that the Minecraft cube?
Oh,
The Islam Minecraft cube.
It's the golden dome. It's the golden Jewish dome.
Oh, the other thing.
Well, these guys are supposed to be like.
It's Islamic.
These guys are supposed to be like Christian-esque, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm going off theme.
Someone when I drew the Jesus with the big ass, someone's like, okay, now do Muhammad, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck Muhammad does, and I wouldn't, because
he moved a mountain, didn't he?
Did he? People like to do the whole he like had like a child bride.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely heard about that one. That was his greatest miracle.
What do you want me to do about that? That happened like millions of years ago. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Draw his child's bride, admiring his gigantic ass.
Draw his legally aged child bride.
the cube.
Mm-hmm. The cube.
I forget what the cube is called.
The cube is great. I love that they have a cube. You know.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
And you have to like point in that direction. It's crazy.
Oh no, Enderman! No.
Someone should do.
You can't steal it.
Someone should do a Transformer movie where the cube is a Transformer. Like it's like another Allspark. Like we found it.
Yeah.
And they use it to power their ship. We found it.
It's just a cool looking item. It's a cool looking edifice.
Exactly, and it's like what's great about it is that there isn't like a bleeding guy on it. You know.
That's what. Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
that would suck.
Yeah, because Christians always got to remind you, oh, he died, he was bleeding. Oh, gee whiz. Well, I didn't.
Yeah.
He's a martyr. He's a martyr. God, I fucking hate martyrs.
Remember how they owned our God so hard. We remember.
He came back though. He came back. Oh, Ben.
He did come back.
Ben, do you not know what Jesus did for you?
I do know because I just rewatched the Jenny Nicholson video about the church plays, including the one where they crucify Batman on the bat signal.
That's crazy.
That's the real shit.
Batman does that in one of the movies, but to a criminal. He puts his body on the giant like spotlight. So Batman kind of crucified him. So Batman's like anti-Christian, if you will. Or pro?
You know that scene in Digimon where they're crucifying not Gabumon, the wolf one.
Yeah, I thought the wolf one was Gabumon.
Is it Gabumon? Yeah.
Unless I'm misremembering.
Garurumon. That's the only one I remember.
Oh, it is Gabumon. Yeah, Gabumon evolves into Garurumon, which evolves into Were Garurumon, which evolves into Metal Garurumon.
And then Ultimate Garurumon.
Probably.
And then Mega Garurumon, or something. I always remember that they had an Ultimate form, but then beyond Ultimate is Mega, which doesn't make sense.
That's Pokemon.
Ultimate would imply it's the most. There he is. I like how he's kind of holding like his own paw.
Is this an Ultraman reference?
He's clearly like he's a dinosaur wearing like a wolf skin.
I like that.
Wow, I've never thought of that before, but that is what it is.
That's definitely what it is. It's weird, like compared to like Agumon, who is just a dinosaur. Gabumon, who is like the two of them are like the two iconic ones from that series. One of them is just like a way more busy, complicated concept.
Yeah, I completely forgot he had that stomach.
He's got the second pair of paws, also, like as though from the skin.
And a unicorn horn.
Yeah, the unicorn horn. Some of these stuffs could be removed, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably why they crucified him.
Yeah, didn't remember. Yeah, that belly tattoo. What's going on with that? What's going on there?
Sounds like a freak.
He is a freak. Mm-hmm. All these, it's like 17 different colors on him. Mm-hmm. It's none of this is working for me. That's why they crucified him.
Nice. Yeah, he had it coming, really.
To take off the wolf skin. Never. I'll die first, and then he did.
Eat it for our sins.
Oh boy. God,
Yeah.
Oh, here's naked. Here's naked Garurumon.
I think I've seen this.
For your pleasure.
Ew.
Dumpy little guy.
Ew.
Mhm.
It looks like a chicken nugget.
His
You know,
his
without-
fat neck.
Without the fur, my eyes are drawn even more to his weird belly, and I don't understand.
It's because it's
Yeah.
like the only part of his body that has like blue on it compared to the rest of the design. Right. Yeah, I don't mind that he has a fur coat over himself. It looks rad.
It's not a terrible like idea in concept, but like
The unicorn horn is like, I mean, I get it. Like, it kind of adds a little bit more to the silhouette.
like imagine trying to draw him. Imagine being a kid and trying to draw Gabumon. Like,
I don't need to imagine.
You can't
I would never
fucking do
try
it.
to draw this guy because he
Yeah.
was like the worst. I like drawing the
I mean, honestly,
the one
this
that
guy
turns
is
into the what's it? Palmon. Palmon turns into the giant like Final Fantasy.
Patamon.
Patamon?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was Palmon.
Wait, which one's Palmon?
It's not Palmon. It's the one Palmon turns into.
The one that turns into Fairymon or Lilymon,
Paimon.
Togemon.
It's the Final Fantasy guy, the Final Fantasy cactus.
Yes.
I love
okay,
it.
I thought you meant Patamon who becomes Angemon. That was my favorite.
I did like
Patamon.
Patamon.
I like Lilymon. I liked
Angemon because it reminded me of Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought it was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card.
I liked I don't even remember their names, but Joey's the one that turn the ultimate form of Joey's one that is like the big walrus with like the turtle shell and the giant hammer.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked Garudamon.
What was the bug one?
Kabuterimon? Ultra Kabu... I think it was Kabuterimon was the bug.
Tentamon. Yes. This was my favorite design, actually, I remember. Because it was basically aliens, but for kids.
Mm.
Oh, cause,
It
yeah.
was so fucking fucked up.
Oh, okay.
I wanted an action figure of this
You meant
guy.
the Xenomorph. I thought like Alien for kids, and I'm like, what's so like R-rated about Alien?
Oh, no, yeah. Xenomorph for kids.
Yeah. No, this is a really cool design. Man. I was talking to people about like why Digimon never caught on in the West as much as like Pokemon did, and I think Pokemon did a lot of pretty genius things with how simple things were, you know? Like with Digimon it's kinda like we just really have one and you just kinda go back and forth between the stages of it, right? And but with like Pokemon, you had like a team, you know, and like the world
You can catch them all.
yeah, and the world kind of makes even though they're both fantasy worlds, the world kind of makes a little bit more sense in Pokemon, where it's like, oh, the Pokemon are just like they're animals, you know, like their world has animal. These are the animals of this world, and you can like just catch them.
Digimon is basically an isekai, whereas Pokemon is like there's no isekai element to it. It's just it just takes place in a world that is fully fixated on this like fantasy creature concept that your life in this setting is devoted to the mastery of. I
also think the Pokeball as like a symbol, as like the visual symbol of the world is such, it's so like the fact that it's so simple, it's like so fucking perfect, and they never change it at all. I mean, there's different versions of Pokeballs, but
literally iconic.
Another thing is that like the way you fight, the way you capture the Pokemons is the same way you fight them. So really, there isn't like too much of a disconnect. While, like, I mean, I don't know. Do you capture more of them in Digimon? I don't know how exactly it works.
You just get one. You just get one.
And
the Digimon Digibit but like wristwatches. They looked like Tamagotchis.
I think also
which didn't age very well.
Even
as an idea.
Even though technically Pokemon only started letting you customize like your character in the past couple of games, you could already technically customize even from the start. The fact that you choose what Pokemon are in your team is a form of customization, you know. Because like when I was a kid, I didn't give a shit about stats. I only like got Pokemon that I thought looked cool, right? And that's another great thing is that you could still beat the game with just Pokemon you think that look cool. You don't
beat the games with complete trash mons.
Right, exactly. And I think I think it works. I think Pokemon did a lot of very genius moves that like made sure it kind of stayed. And I think that's why a lot of these other like Pokemon wannabes keep fumbling. They don't like really sit down and look at what worked for Pokemon.
Remember when Myotismon digivolved at
Mitosismon?
at 666, and he attacked freaking Neo Tokyo or whatever, and they had the number of the beast. They had the number of the beast
Base.
on American TV for kids.
Base Japan.
Number of the base. Number of the base.
Number,
more like that's right.
The number of the base. The base beast. It roams our land.
I really liked, man, the end of the first Digimon season really like left an impression on me as a kid.
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. I don't know. It's pretty wild how like they go to this fantasy digital world, and then they come back and like the worst and most like deadly demons follow them back from it and like do terrorism and destroy the real world. And then I don't know, something about they go to like. They have to go to like the void where like all the lost like data is, and they fight like the manifestation of all the like lost and destroyed Digimon data in that big like polyhedron. Fucking awesome. So fucking epic and based and radical and cool.
I think I watched that when I was young, and I haven't rewatched it since.
It would probably be dumb.
It was very confusing
because as a kid, I was like, I can't believe the stakes. The stakes have literally never been higher in my entire life.
But that's the sort of thing. Like, I think Pokemon the show was so good and so watchable because every episode was the same thing. You go to a place, you see a Pokemon, you're like, whoa, what's going on? And then you fight.
Yeah,
and in Digimon, there was a narrative that you had to follow. And I didn't catch every episode, so I would just not continue watching Digimon because I was like, oh, I missed an episode, I don't know what's going on. Pokemon, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so I would watch that instead.
One thing that I really like about Digimon is, I don't know if this was done on purpose, but the fact that the way like the creatures like digivolve, they start out as like something that a little kid would draw, and as like it grows, it kind of becomes more like, oh, like you as an artist kind of grow, and you can draw things that are a little bit more complicated, you know, until you're drawing like your horny OCs, you know, as you
right when older. They become Anjuwamon and Lilymon and stuff. Yes.
They all become anime
the final stage of evolution.
I kind of dig that. I really think that's really like kind of cool. You know, it's kind of like, oh, it's like growing up. You know, I mean, because Pokemon do that too, but like, with Digimon, it's kind of like more, you're really not exactly sure what the next one is gonna look like. You know,
where are you on the artist spectrum of Digimon evolutions or Digivolutions?
I don't know.
What's the one before Rookie? Is it like baby,
loser.
baby,
Goo,
baby,
Zygote?
Did when you guys were growing up, were you you know like the concept of like horse girls or wolf girls and shit like that?
Yeah.
Were you? Did you specialize in a kind of thing when you were a kid in that way? Because when I was
I'm egg stage.
Oh, you're trans. Oh, you're gonna be trans.
Right.
But basically, what I mean is, when I was very little, I was like, oh, I really like dinosaurs. I would rewatch the original Walking with Dinosaurs documentary that they made, because I thought dinosaurs were really cool. And then I became a dragon kid because I was like, oh, they're like dinosaurs with superpowers. But even as a kid, I realized that I needed structure, and there was a structure that dragons kind of lack structure. And what I mean is that anything could kind of be a dragon, you know, or like the kind of like the rules of engagement with dragons like vary, and like I guess that wasn't enough for me to like latch onto. And then I found out about Godzilla, and Godzilla had a lot of structure. There's a lot of consistency between like kaijus and the movies that they come from, and I really like got into that. So if it was like a Digivolve evolution tree, it would have been like dinosaur, dragon, and then like kaiju kid, you know.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah. So did you guys go for something like that? Is what I'm basically asking.
I mean, I remember in class there was the one girl who could draw the horses, and she was the horse girl. She would always draw horses, and she was really good at it. And I was like, ugh, that's so boring. Where's the knight on the horse? I was always into drawing suits of armor, swords, and knights. And that is I think that's my first thing because knight suits of armor are like made up of little shapes. It's like drawing a person, but it's easy.
Where do you think you went from there? Or are you still are you still a knight kid?
I don't actually draw suits of armor that much anymore. I mean, I occasionally. I'm trying to think, because, like, I think I sort of... I liked knights, and then I got really into Dragon Ball, and so I started to try and draw manga, and I have, like, an old, like, a rip-off manga of, like, combining Dragon Ball and Princess Mononoke and Jack and Daxter and stuff.
Nice.
I was like, oh, this is so fucking epic. And it's like Naruto. It's like got like ninja stuff. But I don't know if that's like a style or like a type of thing.
Were you like,
I guess I just got into anime.
I went from knights to anime.
Yeah, and then I would draw like Bleach stuff, and I don't know what. It's hard to remember. I drew so many things. I would draw a lot of like stuff like, I would copy things that were cool. Like I would try and draw Goku.
It's something to think about. Kind of like, what were the things that you like fixated on when you were a kid? You know, Ben, were you a kid? Were you ever a kid, Ben?
No, thanks for asking.
Ben was pulled out of the mud like
the orcs.
Mm.
He was pulled out of the
Out of the
slime.
slime.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He was pulled out of his slime.
fully formed and ready to draw the vapors.
By his father Saint, pulled him out of the slime. And then he pulled Nate out of the gold.
The gold.
Because he's a golden boy. He's molten. He's made of molten AU.
I don't know. I liked Animorphs. I like to draw Animorphs aliens. That's it.
Aliens. I'll just put you down as you're a slime kid now.
That's when I was like little. At some point, I used to be into like space. I was into like space and planets as a little kid, and then I got into Animorphs, and then at some point I read like Lord of the Rings, and then after that I was into fantasy instead of science fiction. So then I was into Wheel of Time, and then I don't know. Then I
definitely drew a lot of Lord of the Rings. I think.
Then I found out about sex, and I became a sex kid.
Yeah, then I became a Chad. Then I put aside childish things, and I put away books for babies, and I just fucked bitches instead.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And then I picked up. I diversified my portfolio. And
picked up the sword.
I started training in the blade. I made a bunch of investments. Invest in Wall Street. Got Bitcoin. Obviously, I got Bitcoin back in like 2001. So now I'm a billionaire. And that's it. That's the story.
Well,
wow.
It sounds like you make nothing.
I can't believe there's a billionaire on this show, and we never knew.
It sounds like
it's pretty ironic.
It sounds like you only make good choices, Ben. That's crazy.
It is crazy. Thanks for noticing.
That's insane. And I, for one, am appalled to hear that.
I know it's fucked up. It's fucked up. You can make all the right choices and still end up like me. I know it's really discouraging.
It's discouraging me
but
from
that's life.
making the right choices. Maybe I should make wrong choices instead.
Maybe.
I'm really like looking, like my eyeballs have turned inwards and they're looking at my brain, scanning for like what I was into and what I was drawing. There's loads of things. I think I can't like remember though, like in what order anything came. I knew I liked Fire Emblem. I would draw a lot of knights and swords. I would try drawing skeletons a lot.
Do you ever like?
But skeletons are difficult. So
you ever have like memories of
not try that very hard.
When adults were talking about you as a kid, saying like, "Oh yeah, so and so is really into this and that." Like you wouldn't hear that. You know,
I would hear that, but what I would hear is like, they're into art.
Damn.
They like drawing, and so I'm like, yeah, I was the drawing kid. For birthdays, people would get me colored pencils, and I'm like, okay,
nice.
Thanks.
Hell yeah. Would you actually use them?
I'm pretty sure I used some of them. It was just sort of the one thing, though. It's just like, more pencils, more paper.
Never,
you like
never
drawing,
have
right?
enough. Never enough pencils.
How to draw manga. I remember getting that,
Hell
like
yeah.
the like iconic Haha Lamau book of how to draw manga with the terrible fucked up face on the cover. I had that book,
Based.
and I learned how to draw. I remember reading it and being like, okay, I guess I could learn how to draw this, but I don't like how it looks.
I didn't have that one, but I had some very similar books.
You Google it.
I checked out how to draw manga from the library one time. I checked out several of them. I know there was like a series of them.
I can't believe
in retrospect, it wasn't.
this exists.
Yeah, that one. That one's great. That one's a classic.
That's the one you had?
That's the one I had.
Kate.
Yeah, I did not.
What does Katie Coop draw like now? I wonder.
Well, let's find out.
I had one that was actually kind of good. It was this one. Oh, these are like expensive now. These are like, yeah. How to draw manga is actually kind of cool, and it even.
Oh, I remember reading this this one of the ones in the series,
and it even talks about like I only read the first volume because I had it, but it talks about not just like the drawing, but like being a mangaka and like having assistants and like be like working for an editor and stuff. And then I had another one that I am not seeing in any of these search results, but the other one that I had was pretty crappy, and it was very much, it just gave you like a bunch of stock characters and was like, draw a circle, draw another circle, put big hair on the circle, put the eye like this. That one sucked.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
The How to Draw Manga book, Katie Coop made that when she was 16.
Yo.
That kind of makes sense.
All right.
Now.
Good for
now
her.
that I look at the art style. But yeah, this is obviously a 16-year-old. Holy shit.
They've drawn it again. They have a Twitter.
Oh.
Damn. Time to follow the queen. Nice.
It's still not great.
Wow.
When
man.
was this from?
It's not great. It's not great.
You mostly post pictures.
2021.
What fucking royalty? This is fucking Iranian royalty we're looking at right now.
Wait, where? Show me.
This is interesting. She wrote about how she was initially happy to work on the book because she was just a teenager. She revealed that the character on the cover was a flipped illustration that she never intended to become the cover art, which she protested at the time.
Okay. I mean, cool.
Exonerated, I guess.
Not really.
No.
I'm not gonna think less of her. I mean, she was like 16.
You're 16 and the company says, "Oh, you draw that anime or manga style. We need to sell a book about that. So could you do this?" It's like, "Oh my god."
She's only got 6,000 followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
Unless I'm looking at the wrong person. They're KT Coop, right? Like they go by
that's where I found that Twitter from the article. It's talking about the artist in this redrawing.
I do album art, promotional materials, web design, illustration. I'm not super impressed.
Damn. Oh, Ben Tate. Some
of this is okay.
Color me surprised.
Some of this is okay, like design wise, and like the actual like the actual illustration on display is look at these faces. Look at this face of the guy in the middle here. The guy, not the guy in the bottom left, but the samurai in armor right above him.
Yeah, she probably could add a little bit more wrinkles to his face.
It's not working. It's not working.
A little bit more stronger emotion, you know. Oh man. I have I didn't tell you guys about kind of a little feud that I was in the middle of, a little conflict that was going back and forth, and none of it was like public. It was all behind like DMs and like private Discord servers.
That sounds amazing. That sounds spectacular.
Yeah. But basically, and Eleazar, you could like bleep out this group's name, because I don't want to get into too much fucking trouble about it. But there's an organization called the right,
Okay.
and basically they're trying to help out like indie artists, and they're mostly like helping you, trying to promote your stuff, yada yada, but also they want to make a database, like a giant database of everyone's like comics, like the as many indie comics as they can, right? And and I joined, and I even like paid kind of like, there was like a membership fee. I didn't even pay that. It was only like $5 really. But basically, yeah. So I joined, and I just been in their server, and I even submitted Mikpaglachi into their database, right?
Wait. I'm sorry. It's something really funny. There's an opportunity for BIPOC creators only for a zine called the Brown Recluse Zine Distro. like the zine is for brown recluses.
Submit to Brown Recluse.
Huh?
I think it's funny on purpose.
It probably is. I'm always on the fence about kind of like, oh, we're looking for specific POC creators, and I'm like, oh, I'm specific POC creators, and it's like, yeah, we want you to do a so and so specific thing that I'm not interested in, and I'm like, damn, I'm the wrong kind of POC for this, because I'm more interested in drawing goblins than like other like melanated people, I'm kind of like Guillermo del Toro. He's much more interested in telling movies about goblins than movies about Mexicans.
Definitely.
True.
Basically.
Okay.
So anyway, I submitted Mikpaglachi into their database, right? And then I got a rejection letter, which I thought was weird, because and they told me that the quality was not up to par for the database. Now, here's the weird thing. If you take a quick glance through their database, you get the impression that quality is on a spectrum, right? I got the big impression that quality varies a lot.
Where would I find their database?
Right here.
It's on the website.
Yeah, right here's the direct
looking.
link. So yeah, if you just scroll through it, and I read a handful of these of these. If you scroll through it, yeah, it's obvious that quality is on a spectrum here. So I was so surprised to find out that Mikpaglachi got rejected. And
yes, I mean, not all of these look like super professional.
Right. And yeah, I never got the impression that it was supposed to be like professional at all or anything, because it's indie comics, right? And
yeah.
Oh, but basically, here's a Google Drive link to it. This is
wait. I don't want to be mean.
Okay.
Don't want to call anyone out or anything. But I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't call out no one, but I kept saying like, look, like it seems like quality is on a spectrum. It's like what's the deal, right? So I'm thinking like, I by the way, above, I was just link it again, but here's a Google Drive link to an image gallery of all the screenshots of me going back and forth with them. And it starts with my rejection.
Oh God, I'm not reading these.
Well, I'm just gonna summarize it. So it starts with their rejection letter, and me like replying back to them saying like, I think I disagree with what you said. Also, another thing that they said in the rejection letter that kind of like pissed me off a little bit, but they said we encourage you to resubmit after you develop your craft more. And I thought that was kind of a rude thing to say. I did talk to my like.
Yeah. Look at what's in the database.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry, but there's straight up amateur stuff.
And here's another thing that also pissed me off. If you go into their Cartoonist Cooperative Instagram, you will find that one of their Instagram posts is a promotion for Mikpaglachi. Like it's up there, right? And it's so weird that like, why would you promote it but not have it in your database? Like it seems kind of a little two-faced a little bit. It seems kind of hypocritical, because what if someone sees that and they think,
well, I don't know. I mean, is it hypocritical? Like, is there a reason for this? I don't understand.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, why did they do this?
Oh, well, I mean, that's what I wanted to know. Like, why did they rejected it, right?
Right. Why would they promote it if they were going to reject it from the database? Though?
Right, exactly. So I asked them like what like is there something specific about McPuglachi? Now in the back of my mind, if you scroll through their database, if there's one thing I noticed is that there's no parodies or anything with like copyrighted characters. So I'm thinking like, oh,
okay,
maybe
okay, could that be it?
Yeah, could that be it? Right, but I don't want to suggest that just yet because I want them to say it. You know, I don't want them to be like, oh yeah, that's totally it. Like I want them to like, tell me why. And
so it's just nice to know.
Yeah, basically they just told me the quality just wasn't up to par. That's it. That's just it. And if they said if I want
that's funny.
If I want feedback to go into their Discord, into their feedback chat in their Discord server, and post McPuglachi there, and I did. I posted it in there, and I said like, hey, can anyone tell me like why this didn't like get in? You know, and and a couple people gave me like some feedback, but anytime they would give me like feedback, I would like question it. Like someone told me there was one person in there. There was this one guy who said he couldn't give me feedback in the feedback chat because he doesn't like giving feedback in the feedback chat. He said he'd much rather prefer I talk in the forums. And I'm like, can you just? I asked him, can you just DM me the feedback instead? And he's like, no, it's much better if I do it in the forums. And I'm like, well, I kind of wanted feedback in the feedback chat, but I did make I made a forum post about it, so I get feedback there, and that guy did give me feedback. And I even screenshotted his feedback too. It's in there later in the gallery when I go over what they say in the forums, and I feel like he only had one bit of valid criticism, when he mentioned one panel and he said the composition of his panel could have been better, and I'm like, yeah, I agree, it could have been better.
Yeah, okay, sure,
but
this was not like a guy in a position. This is not a guy in charge of anything. This is just some guy.
Well, it's I think he's a committee member. Some of them are like committee members, right? So they're guys that are like up there. But here's what I'm thinking. But this is what I'm thinking, because I bet I could probably 100% bet I could find a comic in their database that does not have that good composition. Right?
Yeah.
Like that. I don't think that's a crazy thing to like bet on. Right? So I'm thinking, is bad composition like, is that the red line? Is that like the like, oh, like this is like, you gotta have good composition. Someone did mention that they thought the idea was not like funny, like Paglaji is just not a funny like idea. They didn't laugh at all, and it was like a poorly executed joke. And then I replied, "Is a poorly executed joke, is that like the line? Like if you do a joke and it sucks?"
Yeah, right? It's not like is my work good enough, but like what are the rules? Right. That's where the like if it is like mascot characters or like stuff can't be used.
Yeah.
Just a heads up would be nice.
If it was because of copyrighted characters, I think that would be perfectly reasonable.
I asked them about parodies, and they said parodies are allowed. They allow parodies, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess it wasn't funny enough. But look, but check this out. Look, this comic right here. Is this funny? Yeah. This is in their humor section. Is this a funny comic?
Well, let me take a look. Oh God.
Are these like just individual images, or are they like?
They're like you can flip through them when you click on them.
Oh, I have to log in. I don't know my login.
Wow, yeah, these are like recent. These are like recent.
Mm-hmm. Now is this funny? Now and like it could.
I don't have anything against this, but
is it supposed to be funny?
It's in the humor section, but and they said McPuglachi is not funny enough to be in the database, but this is, and I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? You know?
Okay, I guess my thoughts on this are. Yeah, I don't understand the standard of quality. I don't understand by what standard of quality something like this is like gets the thumbs up, but something like McPagliacci is like, nah, it's not good enough. I don't know what criteria they could give you that by which it isn't good enough. But maybe more. So, who cares?
Yeah, ultimately,
Who cares about being another stupid database?
well, the thing is, I would want Make Paglachi to be as many things as possible, and it's kind of like this isn't really like. I don't think it's no skin off their back if they post it, if they have it in their database. Like, it's not gonna fucking. What's the negative effect of it? It's clearly up to par with like a lot of things they have up there, right?
What do you get out of them putting it in their database?
Well, when you look up Make Paglachi, it pops up if it's on like a website, right?
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, like, yeah, it helps a little bit. Like, when people look for their database, they're gonna see Make Paglachi, it helps, when they look for a database of comics.
Doesn't hurt is the main thing.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Here's the thing: the more I talk to them, the more like the vibe that I get is that they kind of already didn't like me, and I think the reason why is because they didn't like that I kept posting Make Paglachi in the promo chat on their Discord server.
Yeah,
and which is weird because
it's the promo chat.
Yeah, it's a promo chat. Where else did you want me to post it? They gave me the vibe that they specifically wanted me to make friends first before I start asking about promotions. Like you're always just promoting yourself. You're never like having conversations in there. You're never like trying to make friends. And it's like, well, get it. Well, fuck you, because how do you not know I'm not making any friends outside of it? How do you not know I'm not talking to these people in the group outside of the group? Do I have to be discussing them in the Discord? Do I need evidence that I'm becoming friends with people?
That's kind of the feeling that I get in a lot of like comics spaces on the internet. That they're just kind of a big social club, and nobody's really there to make it in comics. They're all just there to fuck around.
We're trying to create an in-group that we can exclude people from. We're trying to be like the coolest people ever that we imagine all the comics that we idolize are in.
I think
we're going to have our own club because we can't be in their club.
I think
that's a lot of where it comes from.
I think the plan with this is that, and I have no evidence for this plan, but the idea is that the bigger this group gets, who are people going to most likely be talking about that are involved in this group? They're not going to be talking about the individual people in it. They're going to talk about the people who run it, right? Yeah. And the people who are running it are going to get way more attention than anybody else in the group.
Sure.
Right. And
that's why it's you run things.
Yeah. Even like this Pixel Dog comic, like the guy who made this is one of the guys who started it. So it's like.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. It's just so.
Well, there
maybe I
you
should
go.
submit Redman, and if they reject it, I can
please,
cancel.
Please
Redman
submit
will cancel
Redman.
it.
Please submit Redman.
Oh man, if you get it, I'm gonna get mad.
No, I'll just do what you did. I will not make friends, and I'll see if they hate me. This is like we'll it's like a science experiment.
No, I think you're right. I think it's like they don't know that it's a club. It's a club, and you're not in it, and they don't know you. Mm-hmm. And that's more important.
Yeah, and I mean it's kind of a shame. It's kind of a really big shame. Because I saw the word cooperative and I thought, oh, these guys must be cool. They have cooperative in the name, and well,
I see.
Some people are more cooperative than others.
Yeah.
Wait,
what? I don't. Is it just comics? I feel like comics are always like that. It's always just people fucking around.
I think it's like any kind of indie scene kind of thing,
Yeah.
Which is
that what it's like to join bands?
Which is a shame.
Is this what it?
It probably is
like to join a band that is just fucking around.
I remember back in high school, one of my buddies who would like rap and whatnot. He said that there was kind of groups of little smaller indie rappers who think themselves all hard and everything, where really they're just jerking themselves off in their own little club, and that just kind of happened in the indie scene.
I'm reminded of the Tapastic forums, which would just be like no one who's successful on Tapastic was posting on the forums. It was all nobodies to maybe people that had a little bit of clout, people that were making people that maybe had a couple thousand views, people that were maybe making like $95 a month on Patreon or something. People who are successful are not posting they're not posting in forums about that, talking to other like comic people about like the craft of comic making. They're not asking for critique, and they're not giving critique. The kind of critique you get in circles like that is like, oh, this one panel has like the composition could have been stronger. Fuck off.
I would
die.
I would say these in this cartoonist cooperative, I do notice they give critiques and whatnot. There's people like engaging and shit and whatnot, and I think
I don't know.
I think because ultimately they want to like. I think what they really specifically want in their database is comics made by them, like made within their group, so they can show off.
That's why Pixel Dog or whatever is there.
That's why fucking pick. Yeah, exactly. And it's
yes.
I mean, it's a shame.
You're an interloper.
Yeah.
You're showing up with work, and you're an outsider, and you're like, include me, and they're like, well, we don't want to.
Well, yeah.
We only like you if you're our best friend, and you haven't shown that you're our best friend yet.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, guys, please put my
nice
comic
to
in your
us.
database. I'll be your best friend. You gotta be our best friend first, and then we'll put you in the database.
My mistake was finishing McPuglashi before joining. If I did work in progress within their Discord server, it probably would have been a different story. But it's annoying, you know. I feel like there should be like a database for indie comics, but it can't be run by other indie comic people. It's got to be just run by one guy who doesn't make any comics and won't like doesn't have any like assumptions about anybody. Or just put anyone in it, you know.
Yo, Gib. Once the perfect comic party is out, this is gonna be us. We're gonna be the in group. And we're gonna be the click, and only our best friends will get to
only the bestest of friends.
Only the bestest of
Someone's gonna be like, yeah, I submitted my comic into Perfect Comic Party, but they said it wasn't funny enough. But they have Mick Puglachi there? Nah, it doesn't make any sense.
Nah.
Make it make sense, guys.
Can we put Mick Puglachi in Perfect Comic Party?
Sure. Well, how does that work? How would that work exactly?
We would just
Mick
put it in
Puglachi is quite long overall. How many pages is
We
it?
could split it into two acts. It's already split into two acts.
Oh yeah, it's got acts.
Yeah. Oh, fuck it, why
It'd
not?
be like a chapter of so many pages, and then the next issue would have the next chapter.
You're not gonna make me sign a contract where you own Mick Puglachi now.
No, I think we just
We'll own exclusive rights to print your comic in the Perfect Comic Party.
No, I think it would just be. I think it'll just be like a waiver or like a form that's just like you give us permission to post it online. Like you formally say like, yes, it's okay for my work to appear in the digital file and be hosted on this website. And it's not exclusive, and there's no like print rights or anything like that.
No, we'll take it. We'll steal it. It'll be ours.
I'll come back and beg for the print rights later.
You know what? That reminds me. I was gonna ask because I was listening to you guys talking about Perfect Comic Party like a couple episodes ago, and you mentioned about doing the whole shonen thing with like the reader voting, and I thought that was kind of. I don't know if that's. I thought that was kind of interesting because it's kind of like, okay, but what if, like, let's say, for example, what if everyone votes, what if people vote against the comic you're making? Like, would you stop making Beastcapade if everyone was kind of like, no, I don't like it, and they, like, vote against it?
No, but what if they vote for me, though? Then that would make me feel good.
Okay, but I'm saying, okay, let's say it's any, yeah, that makes you feel good, obviously, but just any comic you yourself are personally making. What if everyone voted against that?
You know,
I think that would be, we would have to ask the question then, what is the Perfect Comic Party for? If it's for being a successful comic publishing thing, like a bunch of comics in one publication, and we want it to be successful, and everybody hates both mine and Ben's comic, and we just can't put our own comics in our own publication anymore, then that we would have to like not put our comics in there. But I don't think that's the point for me anyway.
Okay,
I just want to show off my stuff.
You know,
I guess I don't really mind if it's not in the Perfect Comic Party, but like, I guess we'll see.
Okay, you know what, Cheesy? I do think you have a point. Like the reader surveys in Shonen Jump are like the purpose of those is so that like when a comic is bad and performs badly, they can get rid of it, and like so we don't really need them for anything.
Yeah, I guess it's the thing, but extra
I would like
steps.
to hear reader feedback. But like we're not until we're like so inundated with submissions that like we are too many quality submissions and we can't host them all. Until we get to that point, we don't need to be voting anyone off the island.
Yeah.
So
if it comes to a point where like Clarissa Gunsmoke is the least popular, I guess there's no actual like size problem. But it would get bloated if we just kept saying yes, and that the PDF would get like 200 pages long every month. So yeah, I guess hypothetically, I would take my comic off. I would still put it on my own things, but
that's
like
silly.
Yeah, I mean, that's
grandfathered in.
It's,
if we want it to be like a just a successful publishing thing, but I don't see it like a successful, or not that it wouldn't be successful, but like the purpose of it is for me to make comics and have a thing to put it on and feel cool about it.
I think I don't know if in this hypothetical scenario where the comic party ran for a while and it got really popular and there were tons of great comics in there and we're getting reader submissions and people are voting and Beastcapades is like bottom of the pile. It's like the least popular thing in there. I'll be honest, I wouldn't just quit Beastcapades. I would just finish.
See,
it. I would just wrap. I would keep going, finish it, wrap it up, and then when it was done, I'd be like,
oh yeah,
okay,
I would never
people
quit
didn't
it.
like it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I would.
Yeah.
I would not quit Clarissa if people didn't like it in the Perfect Comic Party. I would just have it as on my website as my little thing that only a small niche community would enjoy.
Well, because I don't see Beastcapades being that long. I don't think I would even pull it from the Perfect Comic Party. I'd just be like, fuck it. You're stuck with it until it's done. It's going in there.
Well, I think that's a pretty good idea. If you think of it kind of like when you're selling lemonade and you got your big jar of money and you put a couple of your own dollars in there to make it seem like you're getting business. I mean, like if you think of having Beastcapades and Clarissa Gunsmoke as like your starting seeds for for the publisher, whatever the fuck you guys calling yourself.
My dream is just that we get enough submissions every month that we have, it's not just me and Gibbs comic. There's like a bunch of features in there every month. There's at least a few. My dream is that we do that for a while and then we collect like a bunch. And then we approach the artists and we say, hey, we want to work out a print deal, and we compile them into like a volume of like, I don't know, the 50 best or something, and we sell like volume 1, the collected Perfect Comic Party, and Kickstarted or something. But that would be, we have to make it a success first before worry about that.
You guys are gonna have to create some sort of guidelines, because with any publisher, they have guidelines of what exactly they're like looking for, how many pages or whatnot.
I mean, my guidelines, I don't have any like hard rules about like page length. I would say probably not more than like 20-ish pages, and if it's longer than that, we could always just divide it into chapters.
Yeah, I think that's sensible. I don't actually know how big a normal Shonen Jump is because I've never seen one. They have how many different things every week?
I have no idea.
Is it like a huge tome?
Yeah,
because like the One Piece chapter is like 20 pages by itself, and then there's like a bunch of other things.
I think it's maybe like 100 or 200 pages is like the weekly jump. The weekly
every
jump
week. How do you read that? How do you read all that shit?
Maybe not. Well, I mean, it's because they got tons of different authors in there. They're all submitting their shit.
They're on the bullet train, sitting down reading that shit.
Because they're on a fast-moving vehicle, they also read fast.
Because on the fast-moving vehicle, time dilates, and so like fewer pages, you can read them it takes longer to read them.
They have a lot of opportunities to be some. They have a lot of like certain amount of free time, specific moments to be reading. You know.
What was I saying? Yeah, I would like to print a collected volume one day. That's that's how I'll know that the project was like a runaway smash hit success. Maybe I was done. Maybe I didn't have anything else to say.
Okay, I gotcha.
Maybe the surveys are not super necessary. I will be making a channel in the PCP Discord that's specifically for like Perfect Comic Party, like comic discussion and feedback and stuff. I would like to accept feedback, and in fact, Beastcapades needs feedback. Beastcapades is going to end with like a call to like, hey, send suggestions for the next chapter. I think I'll take suggestions for like reader commands in like batches. So like at the end of a chapter, it's like submit as many suggestions for things to happen in the next one as you want, and I'll like go through them, and I'll just pick ones that I like, and I'll put them together into the next chapter. I think that's my plan. And I guess we could accept those via email. We could also just make that suggest.
We got to do the Google Forms thing.
Yes, the Google Forms thing for feedback.
There's a few little things that I've just been like, I need to focus on something, and the Perfect Comic Party just hasn't been drawing me in. I don't know.
Do you mean
just like the few pages, like the putting together the patron thank you page? I just wanted to focus on Clarissa because it was easier to think about. Yeah. I think once you finish the thing, then we can
done, and it's like
we can get together and be like,
like
run through like how it's gonna look and all that.
When you say Google Forms, you mean like for like reader
submissions?
Feedback?
Oh, and feedback. I mean, we could do all sorts of things with Google Forms. I think.
I think Beastcapades like reader commands. I think Google Forms would be a good way to do those, just to have it all in one place. So I don't have to check my email and check the Discord and check Twitter and check all these different things.
You can't have it where like you're posting Beastcapades on a website and then people in the comments are leaving the feedback there. Or
no, that's why I didn't have I specifically did not want a like comment section when I was building my website. My old website, everyone told me like you got to have a comment section. You got to have a comment section, and I was like. Absolutely not. I do not want a comment section because I'm not popular enough. Most pages will have no comments, and it will just be embarrassing. So I just don't want it. Just throw the whole fucking concept out.
I mean, that's obviously true, but
that's true. Even popular comics are like that. Like most pages just have 0 comments.
Yeah. Like people don't think to use that, but also. I don't like the idea of thinking you're reading a comic and then, I wonder what people thought about this, and scrolling down.
Yeah.
I feel like that breaks up the flow of reading the actual thing, so I don't want any distractions. My site is you read the comic and then you get out of there.
Yes. Reading a comic is not the place for like page by page fucking peanut gallery commentary. That's what I don't. It's another thing I don't like about Tapastic and line webtoon.
Oh yeah, I should put things on Tapastic though. I need to advertise through Permiance.
I'm a little concerned about line webtoons like terms of service. Line webtoons terms of service seems to kind of imply that like by posting your stuff on line webtoon, like they are allowed to like print your stuff. Like it becomes their content.
Print.
Sort of. That was the impression I got.
Is it one of those lines where it's like they have the right to reproduce the work? Because I think that a lot of sites have that where it basically just means we're allowed to show this on a web page. We're allowed to host it on a web page that people can see.
You grant us. With respect to user posting, you grant us a non-exclusive, perpetual, irrevocable, royalty-free, worldwide, transferable, licensable license to access, use, host, cache, store, reproduce, transmit, display, publish, and distribute your user posting.
Yeah.
I do not like that verbiage at all.
Every image hosting site has that. It basically means, I mean, people freaked out when somebody looked at the DeviantArt terms of service and they had that in there.
Mm-hmm.
And DeviantArt's weird for other reasons, for the AI stuff, but like that specifically just means that when somebody loads a page, DeviantArt, you've given DeviantArt the
permission to display
the image so that it works. And they have to give it all those words so that it makes sense, because like worldwide means accessing from any place that you can access the site.
I appreciate that, but like taken literally, it seems like it gives them, like, if they wanted to, they could like print your stuff in a book and sell it.
Did they say print though?
They say no. They don't say print,
because that's the only thing. It looks like I'm pretty sure
reproduce, transmit, display, publish, and distribute.
Reproduce, but like online.
Well, it doesn't specify.
I know it doesn't specify, but like I don't think anything of that nature has ever happened, and like every site has that sort of clause.
I thought that
when with user hosted submitted content.
Well, the Tapas one. Well, the
might be wrong,
the
but like,
Tapas one
sure.
specifically said that they won't do the things that I'm worried about. So maybe you're right, and maybe that's just they all have it, and maybe Tapas was just being extra careful.
I think maybe there was not lockpicking lawyer, Legal Eagle, like explanation about what that law actually means, or what that stipulation. Something to look into, I guess.
It might be a matter of precedent where, like, if they ever did try to like take a bunch of like user submitted stuff and like print it, there would be a lawsuit, and then probably some legal precedent would be established. It's like, no, you can't do that. And it might not be in like the letter of the contract or whatever. You're probably right. Yeah.
I think Tumblr has that as well. People freaked out on Tumblr when they saw that, and they're like, "Oh my god, they're going to steal our art! Everybody, take your art off of Tumblr!" And it's like nothing happened.
That's not how that works. Stupid.
Okay, but it sounds like what I said. It sounds like, but okay, all right. No, but like.
Perfect? You guys probably
the thing about that though is that society has degraded so much that it could be true. Yeah, it could have been true, and it would have been just like it was so believable.
That's fact that I thought it was.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
What is Perfect Comic Party gonna be? Is it gonna be like a PDF you can download?
Yeah, we're thinking PDF. Yeah, just because
thinking a PDF.
It's just easy to put it all together. Squish it into a little file, and you just download the file.
And maybe we could make it readable online as well, in some form.
Interesting.
I mean, I think if you drag a PDF into your browser, you can read it online.
Yeah.
You don't need a website to do that. If it's a PDF, you can just look through it like that.
Right.
I always thought it was kind of funny when I see people on like certain like Twitter, like artists, people that make like indie comics, talk about like, oh, what we need is like an American Shonen Jump. Yeah, we need a magazine with like everyone's comics in it. And I'm thinking
that's the
they
PCP.
Have that. It's called Marvel.
It's called the Perfect Comic Party.
The thing in my head, I'm thinking like, because the fact that they talk about like an actual magazine makes me think. I think you're working backwards because no one really reads magazines. Like they still make them, but they're very expensive, and they're only made for a specific group of much older audience who still like buys them and whatnot, right? So to do a magazine is kind of like
probably
like working backwards. There are people out there trying to do their own like American Shonen Jump, and they all seem to be doing just fine. That being said, I think that I don't know. I think there isn't much of a precedent for that kind of stuff here. I think what one of these like American Shonen Jump types need to do is that they probably just need to have like an anime or like a cartoon based on one of their comics, and then they can get more eyes on them. You know, once that, because what usually like having a cartoon is like, oh, the formula works, guys. You know, we got a cartoon just like the Japanese, right? But who knows how?
I don't know. Like the industry pipeline is different over here.
Yeah, it's
you
know.
I get the appeal. I mean, obviously, if you have a comic and it's with a bunch of other comics and they're all in one place, then every reader of every comic will see everyone else's comic, and it's like, oh, it's like collaboration. It's like YouTube. How do you appear in my video? And then you cross-pollinate the audiences. But like, I don't know, people don't read stuff like that online. The perfect comic party is not trying to set out to be Shonen Jump. It's just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be like a little nice thing? Like, I like the aesthetic of having a little publication, having a little like a little thing, maybe printing it out.
I think I don't know if I'd ever go down the route of having some sort of like collective magazine with everyone's comics. I wonder how like stuff like Shonen Jump originally started. If it was the same thing where it was like a handful of guys somewhere where they could post their comics. Actually, you know what? That is how those start. Never mind. I remember.
Maybe it was a newspaper, and it was like the funnies.
Well, they didn't.
And it's like, what if we had a newspaper with just the funnies in it, and it was the funnies, the comics.
It was kind of something like that. I remember. I'm reminded of. There's one autobiography I read from a mangaka who started a specific genre of manga, and he was talking about how him and his brother would be friends with a bunch of other people who would draw, and they just would start their own magazine, and it was pretty easy to like print and like distribute it like back in the day, which would have been maybe the 60s. And he was talking about how they would have to do something like a reader contest, because that was one of those things that would like entice people, like, oh, if you submit this to us, you'll get like a free so and so, you know, to kind of like get more engagement out of your readers, you know. I mean, doing that now, I don't know. I haven't heard of any like successful someone like doing it very successful. I mean, what would success even look like, you know?
It would look like you buy the thing and it's like, oh, Scott Pilgrim and Homestuck in the same place.
Oh god, that sounds like a nightmare. But
and they could cross over, like, oh my god, John Egbert, what are you doing in my comic?
I'm thinking about, like, because it's funny how the more I learn about like how indie creative people are doing, the more I realize like I'm literally doing the same thing they're doing. It's just that they're more popular than me. There was this one guy who made a post on Instagram talking about how his comic is like published through Fantagraphics, which is one of the bigger publishers, right? But the fact is that like Fantagraphics only sold like 4 copies of his comic last year. Like only 4 people bought copies of it, which is crazy because it's like, this is supposed to be Fantagraphics. It's supposed to be one of the bigger publishers, but I guess they're not like super interested in advertising this guy, or they do the kind of thing where they expect, since like every like artist nowadays is like a pseudo influencer, they expect you to do the majority of the marketing for them and they don't have to spend money, you know. Of course Fantagraphic does market certain comics, but they only market their most popular stuff, or stuff that like, because Fantagraphic does do specific like they translate like specific older manga. They republish very old like Mickey Mouse comics. That's like another thing they do, you know. And sure, they do publish like the indie stuff, but it seems like they only like push the indie stuff when it's someone like popular or someone who like, you know, already like made a big name for themselves somehow, you know. And when this guy was talking about like his situation of like what he's going through and how like, oh, they only sold 4 copies for a big publisher, I'm thinking like, well, maybe I'm kind of doing the right thing in a way, because with how I'm just like doing the pre-orders and the self-publishing that way.
I've heard like professionals say like, if they were starting out now, like people like, I've heard people say like, if they get asked like, how do I break into the publishing industry, how do I get a publisher, and they just like, don't. Like, if I were starting out now, I would just do self-publishing. I would self-publish everything. I wouldn't worry about publisher. But I just want someone to do the work for me. I want someone to do the hard part for me. I don't want to do marketing. That's
kind of like the annoying thing. I mean, to be honest, I really don't really like doing marketing, to be honest, which is
what the fuck.
I know that's a funny thing for me to say, especially coming from me, right?
What the fuck?
But like, it's tough out there. I remember
it is tough out there. Thank you.
Last year, I was talking to I've talked to a couple of small publishers, and it's funny how they're just kind of already doing the thing I'm doing, and I'm wondering like, why am I even approaching these guys? One guy I talked to saying like, yeah, I told him about like one time I did pre-orders for Villain Verse. I made like around $2,000, and this guy's saying like, damn, we've never made that amount of money ever in our publisher, right?
There you go.
And another time I was asking, because I went around, I was asking for smaller publishers and saying like, hey, do you guys would you guys help me like get this specific kind of printing? And they told me like, oh, we probably can't do that, but you should go to this printer. And the one they recommended was the one I already used for everything else. And they told me that they use that printer, and I'm like, well, why do I even need to use your guys? Like, what? It's interesting because it's like they kind of have a name locally, so I guess that's like the benefit. But it's like, what's the point, you know?
I just got the box from the printer with the copies of the Radcon Dojin. The few people that purchased a print copy from me, I will be sending those. Yes, I found it on my doorstep yesterday. I think I ordered like 30 copies, and I think I sold like less than half of that many, including like the people that I'm just giving free ones to because they wrote the script and drew the comics. So I've got like a bunch left. Hey everyone, saintcomics.com/store.html. Buy one of these. Please get it with the combo with Road to Radcon. It's the Rad combo.
But I already have Road to Radcon.
Then buy two, please. It's fine.
I'm good.
God, jeez, but fuck. Okay.
This is why you should never be a distributor.
It's okay.
You'll have boxes and boxes of stuff, and you're
it's
like,
honestly,
no,
you know what?
Purchase.
Honestly,
that's why I do pre-orders. I
hate
the idea of having a shitload of boxes of comics that no one's buying.
I have like
makes sense.
box.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I mean, I like.
You know how many people are going to buy it, so you get exactly that amount.
You know what's my dream position? Like, if I had to choose where I would want my life to be, is and my big example for this is the Mega 64 podcast. They do this kind of interesting thing that's a pretty smart on their side, where like when an episode of their podcast drops, they say on that episode, hey, and you only get the news through the episode. It's like, hey, we're gonna have a 42-hour special on this shirt starting from when this episode drops, so you should get it now, right? And it's like, damn, imagine like having that big of a podcast where you could say like, hey, you could do a pre-order, like the podcast episode is the announcement for the pre-order, like, hey, like, you know, you get the pre-order for this, and it's like limited so and so at that time, right? And that kind of like, you know, incentivizes people to like go buy it in that moment, like once that episode drops, right? And that's kind of like where I think that's what position I would like to be, and it won't even be like, I think if I get like, because I do have like a local San Diego comic collective that are pretty cool people, and I really love the people there. I would love to get to a point where that collective I'm part of, if not even like I guess our own podcast or something like that, where we just announce the stuff you just pre-order like right away, like on the podcast itself, you know. That's kind of like where I want to go with all this, to be honest.
Then marketing will just take care of itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just gotta get clout. You just gotta get clout.
You just gotta get clout. Exactly.
Gotta get clout. What I'm thinking of doing is I make Clarissa, or in the process of making Clarissa, I get back into making videos, and I make like banger videos that everyone loves. And then I can say, go from YouTube, this massive website, to my tiny little Amazon thing. Buy my comic or read it even. And then they'll all be mine.
Tee-hee, tee-hee.
Tee-hee, I'll make hypocrite videos for money.
Oh,
who would have thought of such a thing?
That's amazing.
Were you not making it for money before?
No, I was making it because I love making videos. I thought it was so cool. I thought it'd be so famous, like just like the guy with the glasses, just like Doug Walker,
just like JonTron.
Yeah, I mean, unironically, that's why I started.
Nice.
Actually, there was a part of me was like, oh, you can make money on YouTube. So it was also for money, but mostly because I wanted to be like one of the cool gamers on the website.
Nice.
I think I could have done it if I didn't hate it. If I didn't get burnt out.
That's it's so true.
I need what everyone needs, like their own little cash cow, like their own little thingamabob that people love. And they're like, oh, I love this. I'll buy it. Everyone needs their own little Smash Bros, which is like tough. You know,
Yeah.
In the future,
have to,
everyone
like...
will have their own little Smash Bro.
It's...
Do you guys watch Little Joel?
Yeah, I love Little Joel.
Most of I haven't seen them all, but
Little Joel
there was
is
one.
Little Joel is the true successor to Digi After Dark.
Yeah, only good. But Little Joel made a video about like how he made a popular video, and people say,
I saw this one.
Make art that is you're passionate about. It's like, nah, just make art that's popular, so you feel good about it, and you get the money, and it's great. I'm like, you know what? I need more of that energy in my life.
Yeah.
Because I have spent my entire 20s being like, no, I'm an artist. I have to do things I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
Look where I am now. Well,
Right.
I'm not nowhere.
On the Procrastinators podcast.
I'm on the Procrastinators podcast.
I need to get big and popular enough where like people don't like here, because unsolicited advice, kind of rude, kind of cringe, right? But if you're popular enough, you give that unsolicited advice, and they'll be sucking your dick out of the palm of your hand.
Oh my god, you can't.
They'll lap it up.
I learned more from this guy's roast of me than I did in my entire college career that I spent $500,000 to get.
Ben, would you rather have $1 million or a dinner with cheesy Manfredo? Obviously,
that dinner will pay for itself every day of the rest of my life with what I learned from it.
Exactly, because it'll tell you like what to do. And my advice would be kind of like, is there something popular that you really like right now? Just do your version of that. That's it. That's my advice.
Yeah.
It's like, would you rather have $1 billion or a fortune cookie written by Oscar Wilde?
I'll be honest.
Something.
With that little Joel, he's talking about like he did that series of 3 sort of like kind of artsy like essays, the ones about like Godzilla and like global warming.
Yeah.
And those were okay. I didn't hate them. I didn't really love them either. They were good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
they're
then,
more heady than and the one he made more recently was more poppy and like clickable.
I didn't like the new one. I thought the new one was bad. It's boring. It's
the
like
PragerU one. Yeah,
like,
I feel like I've seen it before.
He's literally made the same video before.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. So I feel I get that like his like artsy one wasn't a huge hit, and like that's fine. I don't like that the lesson he took away from it is just make the same crap over and over. Like I know he's just joshing. I know he's kind of just joshing.
He's kind of just joshing. I think it's just you can get like stuck trying to go for only artistic masterpieces when it doesn't actually take that much out of you to just throw a little crowd pleaser out there every so often to keep yourself going and to make yourself feel accomplished.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, well, that's...
But that's not how the coolest people ever. They constantly were making bangers and they were never doing anything that sucked.
I feel a little bit stupid because it's been so many months. It's been like 5 months since the Mega Man lecture, but like that was kind of my plan with get back into doing lectures. Like that's the crowd pleaser, and then I have not followed up on
lectures and then be like, oh, this lecture was sponsored by Beastcapade. They're great.
Yeah, they're Beastcapades. They're great. Exactly.
Okay. And with that, I gotta get going. This Cheesy Eggs is out here.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on.
No sweat.
Now people ain't gonna complain that Cheesy made the episode longer.
I was the one complaining the most, so yeah, I won't complain again. I'll find other things to complain about.
All right, good.
All right. Good
little
having
boy.
having
have
you,
a good
Sheezy.
day.
All right, talk to you guys later.
Later. I was gonna say, me deciding to do more lectures, and the Mega Man lecture in particular was me being like, I should just do the things people like. I should just make the things that people liked and that were successful. And then I did it once, and I was like, hey, well, I did it. No need to continue doing that. But I should, and I really,
I mean, you've been working on the Battle Network, haven't you?
Yeah.
That wasn't the next lecture, but that's a lecture. So you're still doing a lecture.
That
eventually.
is work on a future lecture that I am doing. That's true. I've been putting off really getting to work on the next lecture because whenever it's time to work, I'm like, well, I got to work on Beastcapades. I got to work on get the perfect comic party. So that's
yeah.
But as soon as the first issue's out, I'll be like, okay, time to step back. And the next thing on my to-do list after Get the Perfect Comic Party sort of up and running to whatever extent, then the next thing is, all right, let's do the next lecture. I got freaking Etsy ghosted me. I ordered some stuff from Etsy for like the video for the Slime and Punishment video, and it just didn't come. I paid like $45 for some fabric, and it just didn't come. And I guess I'm gonna have to complain about it.
Was it sent but not tracked or something?
It said it was sent, but it's not. It didn't have tracking on it, and it said it was supposed to arrive by like 3 days ago. So we're past the time when like I should be complaining, but I haven't done it yet.
It's always the most annoying, isn't it? When it's not tracked, so it could arrive as soon as you like buy another one.
Yeah, it could
but
just be running late.
You don't know that it's going
to,
so it's like you can't afford to wait around, so you gotta kind of buy the next one.
Yeah,
and then it arrives anyway, and it's like,
I'm not buying another one. I'm gonna complain until they refund me because this is bullshit. At least it's for the Slime and Punishment thing, which it turns out I didn't need that soon because I have. Wait, no. Before I do the next lecture, I have to do the Slime and Punishment. Never mind. I take it back. I take back the order I said.
Well, why do you have to do the Slime and Punishment?
Because I just need to, I just need to do it. It just needs to be done. The Kickstarter just needs it. I should have done this Kickstarter like 3 years ago.
Well,
and I just have to start it. And then when it's running, I can be working on the lecture while the Kickstarter is running. I don't have to spend the entire month focused on it. So that's the actual order. PCP, Perfect Comic Party, then that's done. Okay, make a video and launch the Slime and Punishment Kickstarter. Okay, and then while that's running, work on the next lecture. Okay.
Mm.
Too many freaking things on my to-do list.
Irons in the fire.
Irons in the feels better to look at them as irons in the fire. Than items on a list of things that never seems to get any shorter.
It never will. That's the annoying truth, is that the list, I've been keeping track of a list of things I got to get done, and it never really goes away. There's just a few things that stay on there for so long because it's like, that's hard, and that's like, I don't know how to start that thing. And then there's like tiny little bits, little updates to the site, like, oh, there's a glitch there, I should go into the code and figure out what's not correct.
And now I gotta do my taxes.
I got my tax letter as well, but it said like you've got until January 2024 to pay last year's taxes. So I guess I've already done my taxes in January. I guess Americans have them in April or something.
Our for the previous year's taxes are due in April of the next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I always have my tax thing like around Christmas, like, shit, I should have done my taxes before the Christmas holidays, now I gotta do them during January. Doesn't really take that long, but
it doesn't really take that long. Like I have all my
just gotta
like,
open up all of my
stuff.
all the things. And
the thing that takes long is going back through all my expenses and trying to be like, that counts as a business expense. That counts as a business expense.
Yeah,
and tallying all that stuff up.
Yeah, you gotta make YouTube videos of all the things you buy. Just hold them out to the camera. So there's YouTube content. It's part of my brand. It's part of my thing.
It's just I got to go back through my bank statements, and every time I see an item, if I like, was that for a video? Was that for a comic? Was that for some other potential future money making endeavor? Oh, all my ingredients for all my gummies. Well, I intend to. Yeah, I just ate those, but I intend to sell them at some point in the future. So that's a business expense.
That's like research and development expense.
Ooh, I just got a gallon jug of blackstrap molasses. I'm gonna try. I think after this,
gonna try chugging that.
I'm gonna try licorice again, and I'm gonna try replacing. I'll probably replace the liquid sugar. I'll probably replace the invert sugar with blackstrap molasses and just see what happens.
Are you gonna invert the molasses?
I think it's probably already inverted, or it's some other kind of sugar. I don't know.
Yes, I don't know anything about all that.
It's very
all that food.
It's very
stuff,
mysterious.
Cornstarch.
It's very mysterious. Listen, when you cook down
Not
sugar,
cornstarch. What's that corn oil? Corn sugar.
Corn syrup.
Syrup.
High fructose corn syrup. I use the non-high fructose kind. All right. When you cook down sugar, you cook it. It gets this. First, it becomes the soft ball. Then it becomes the firm ball. Then it becomes hard ball. Then it becomes crackling oat bran. Wait, no, that's not right.
It becomes like a hard cube.
The softball stage. No. Here we go. Softball, firm ball, hard ball, soft crack, and hard crack. There you go. So that's the goal, is to get that.
I'm
hard
all about
crack.
that hard crack.
That's
speaking of crack.
Mm-hmm.
I bought on eBay the Bionicles.
Yeah,
you know the Bionicles. You ever heard of them?
Yeah.
I love them, and I have been missing them for decades or whatever.
I never had.
I didn't realize that the original 6 were like cheap and like not a problem. I got the whole set.
Yeah, I mean,
like
they were a very
£60.
popular toy, so I'm not surprised they're available.
Yeah, I thought like, oh, Bionicle collectors, there's probably like it's an old thing, so it's like I assumed it would go up in price like a video game cartridge would.
No.
But no. I just have them now, and they're back. They've been gone for so long.
They've been gone for so long. My prodigal sons have returned. There's Metanui. There's Shiranui.
No, Shiranui is from Okami.
There's Ui Gui.
Ui Gui. There's Lewa, Topaka. I've only learned these by looking at the wiki because I forgot what their names were.
Sean and Topanga.
There's Gali, there's Pohatu, Unganguga.
This is racist.
It is a little bit racist.
It's a little bit racist.
A little bit racist. But I love them. Their little masks, and the fact that their skull has the like see-through plastic. So if you shine a light behind it, or if the sun's behind it, blasts through. So they've got like green or red, like glowing eyes.
Hang on.
They're the coolest. I love them.
I'm gonna carefully examine. Wait, they have a skull?
Yeah, like, did you never have Bionicle?
No, never.
I
thought they had like a mask.
Yeah, the mask that attaches like in the mouth. The mouth is like you could put a Lego stud in there. I don't think a Lego stud would actually fit, but like imagine that. And the mask it clips onto their mouth, and their head is like a gray like skull sort of thing.
Look at what I found.
The gray skull is like their brain, which is like a crystal of a clear plastic, colored plastic.
Mine too.
And light shines through it, and they've got different eye colors, and it looks so cool. I
found this was the second like eBay result when I searched for Bionicle.
Well, don't search for such things.
I searched for Bionicle, and this is what I found.
It's your search history, Ben.
There's a lot of
they know what you've been looking
pornography on eBay. I'm so horny. I'm gonna log onto eBay and buy some erotic sculptures just to rub out a quick one.
Is that Jasmine from the Disney's Aladdin?
Hang on.
She's got, like, the
Bionicle,
headpiece.
no mask. Show me the maskless. Oh, ew.
Yeah, they're kind of like gross weirdos.
They're kind of gross weirdos, actually.
But their masks make them so cool instantly. It's amazing. Like, you take the mask off and it's like, oh, this guy is fucked.
Oh,
but then you put the mask on.
ew.
You put the mask on and it's like, ah, arr, arr.
Arr. And then that's cool.
I remember
see.
there was these Bionicles, and then I was looking into this because I was trying to figure out when I fell off the Bionicle bandwagon. And they had different, like, every year. It was like in 2001 or 2000 they released.
Mm.
And every year there would be, like, a new, like, line of Bionicles. The second year was these little round guys, these little circular, like, snake men. And they would be also of the, like, 6 genders, 6 elements.
Yeah. Cool.
And they had, like, an action figure thing where you pulled a little piece of Lego at the back of their neck, and their head would jump forward like a snake. And then they could roll into a ball and, like, roll around like Samus Aran from Metroid.
I watched like a video explaining, like, the history of Bionicles not that long ago. Not like the in-world lore, but like the production and like the iterations that Lego went through of, like, releasing a bunch of themed action figures that were elemental.
Yeah.
Of which there were several different ones, and Bionicle was merely one, and was the most well-known and successful. Very strange. A lot of people keep... One of the most popular requests I get for what's your next lecture going to be is on Bionicle lore. Which, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's lore there. I say that it sounds terrible, but I don't know. Maybe it's funny. Maybe it's cool.
I mean, there's enough of it that you could have, like, good stuff. I'm pretty sure the comics... I've seen parts of a comic before that came with, like, one of the Lego figures. It's like... The comic looks good. It's, like, genuinely cool looking. I don't know if the story's good, but, like...
I mean, like... What's there, like... There's, like, an animated series.
There's an animated series. There's
the toy
a
sets,
film,
and I guess there's a
video games.
That's not that much lore. I don't think it'd be that hard to explain, right? Like... It's not Mega Man where there's like 45 different video games.
Oh, no, not at all.
I don't even know if it would be that hard. Maybe I should just do it. Maybe I should wait a minute. Maybe I should just make a video that would be popular and that people want to see.
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck? But my art, my artistic purity, the purity of my artistic intention demand that I make my next lecture about fucking Battle Network. It's just so artistically pure. It's like in the wake of remember Nate had the freaking the weaponized thickness. I don't know if I mentioned this in the vlog that he made immediately following the viral success of weaponized thickness when that video got 2 million views. He says, like, I could make t-shirts of it. People have asked me for weaponized thickness t-shirts, and I could do them, and they would sell, and it would make me money. But I won't do it. I can't do it because I'm just a slave to it's like it's like not my pure artistic vision. So like, he's like, I can't. It's too commercial. Like it's too crass. He doesn't say it in this many words. I'm paraphrasing, but basically he's like, it's too crass and commercial, and I just don't want to do it. I'm an artist. I'm not some kind of merch hawker. I'll never make t-shirts. Right, the mickle. It's just weird. Like, why not just make a shirt? Why not just make a shirt?
Maybe it's just annoying, but I feel like you could easily have made a weaponized thickness thing.
Yeah, I mean, he said so. He said people were asking for
font.
it. Yes, Showcard Gothic, of course. He said people were asking for one. He knew they would sell, but he won't do it because it's not art. I don't know.
Before we end this
Yeah.
section, I just want to post the third generation were these guys, or they were like villain Bionicles, and they had staves, and these, I remember having one of these, and that's, I think, was 2003. And
That guy's
2004, I think 2004 onwards was when they just did the original 6, but they had different masks, and I felt like the masks weren't as good, and so I fell off. I was like, nah. But that's when apparently, that's 2004 onward is apparently where it got really big, and like there was so much stuff, there's video games and all that in the movie, and I'm like, by that point, I was gone. I was out of it. I was out of the game.
Graduated, as they say in the VTuber space.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me back. I gotta pee. Can we have a break?
You know what? Me too.
Hello.
Ah.
Sorry, I was eating a bacon sandwich. It was very yummy.
That was fast.
It was only a small sandwich.
You really wolfed it.
I wolfed it. I wanted to get back to the show.
Do you
so much?
Do you want to talk about One Piece? New One Piece chapter?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, guess what? There's a new One Piece chapter, and it's called Chapter 1080, The Hero of Legend. And we see there's a bunch of new fruits.
1080p.
1080p. Let's see. Okay, so my vague recollections. There's a bunch of the Blackbeard pirates have a bunch of new fruits. One of their guys is an island man, and he just is the island that they're on. That's pretty wacky.
Pizarro, I don't remember if these fruits, they already had them.
Some of these I don't remember.
I'm not sure if they had them already. I know that
Shiryu of the Rain
did not have the invisible fruit. They got that from the Moria's subordinate.
Yes.
Who's that guy?
Absalom,
yeah.
I remember him getting it from Absalom.
Yeah, Blackbeard using his, I forget what even happened. This is the part where all the people who read One Piece and know it are pissing themselves with rage that we don't already know the things we're thinking about.
Here's the ones. I don't remember. I've never seen an island fruit before. I've never seen the glug fruit before. I've never seen the huge fruit before.
Yeah, these are reveals, I guess, of their fruits.
These
I don't
are
know if we got them
reveals.
recently.
I mean, San Juan Wolf is already huge. What does it mean that he has eaten the huge fruit?
Well, if you look at him, in comparison to other giants, he is far larger than any giant ever in history. And so people are like, why is he so big? And it's because he's a giant that ate a devil fruit that also makes you big. So he's just bigger than the average giant.
Do you think he had already eaten it before?
Oh yeah, I think that's like he like walks along the ocean floor, and it's like makes him tired because he's a devil fruit user.
Yeah. Okay. That might. Yeah. I guess I believe that.
Pizarro being an island fruit is sort of, it feels very similar to Pika.
That guy in the
Dressrosa, who has the something turns into a mountain, or
the stone, or like the terrain fruit or something like that.
Something of that nature. So I guess this is just the same thing but bigger.
Yeah.
Everyone's so fucking big.
I guess he can do it with a whole island, but he can only do it with natural terrain. Well, no, because he becomes the wooden floorboards, and he becomes like the brick wall.
Yeah, it's a pretty wacky, because if he's an island, surely he feels the edge of the ocean lapping at himself. Surely that makes him weaker if he can constantly be in contact with the ocean.
Yeah, an island. Wait, an island is in the ocean. What the fuck? Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Oh, and then this lady with the whip fruit.
Yes, I love all of the sword members.
I don't really know what she's doing with her whip.
Oh, okay.
She's whipping a building and making it move?
Yeah, she's got a devil fruit that makes inanimate objects react to her, what do you call it? Like dominatrix whipping. It's like, move back, boy, be a good boy, and move, and the building does as as it's told.
Very interesting. Fascinating.
So yeah, we're on Pirate Island. It's Blackbeard's land, or his territory, and we've got the Blackbeard pirates just fucking around, and Coope, who we knew was with.
It's called Full of Lead. Pirate Island Full of Lead is what my my translation says. I'm reading the Viz translation.
Ah. Hachinosu. Yeah, so yeah, Full of Lead probably cooler than whatever that means. Or maybe it literally is that.
That's localization, baby.
Yes. So yeah, there's the Cross Guild, Buggy's thing.
I was gonna say the bounty on Coope. That's from Buggy's crew,
Buggy's,
right?
Yeah, Buggy's organization.
The Cross Guild.
Because I would assume it is a guild where you don't cross them. I don't know.
Honestly, very cool to see bounties out on Marines. I just think that's really fun.
Yeah, I liked that aspect of Buggy's like progression.
Yeah.
He's always getting people to fight for him, and what better way to get people to fight the Marines than to put bounties on their heads? And he's got so much power and wealth that he can afford that. It's like really funny.
It's pretty awesome, and they have a star rating. There's apparently 1 star is about 1 star is 1 treasure chest, which is worth about 1 million berries. So why not just have it in millions?
It is very amusing that they like pirate treasure chests of booty.
Right.
Yeah, so Blackbeard, we saw Blackbeard's ship heading in the direction of Egg Land.
Yes.
And so I was hypothesizing
I thought we
Coope,
saw him. No, I guess we didn't see him. We just saw his flag.
The things we've seen Blackbeard going on about recently are Blackbeard fighting Law.
Yeah.
And I presume that because Kid was defeated by Shanks, Law was probably defeated by Blackbeard, and then Blackbeard is on his way after that to Luffy at what's it called? Is it New Egg? What's it called?
Egghead.
He's on his way to Egghead.
New Egg is that website you can buy computer parts from.
That's right.
Lol.
Yes. I mean, it's basically the same.
Sure.
You can get computer parts at Vegapunk's Island. And so this, I think, takes place before that, because we knew Coope was captured by Blackbeard. I assumed he was on the ship, and we might see him at Egghead.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's escaping now, which I assume is before... But then, I don't know, what do you think could happen here? Because, like, Coope is trying to escape. He's getting all of these other people, these prisoners, escaping. It's like he's being a hero. And then the Blackbeard pirates are just fucking around. And they think, haha, whatever. Stupid Coope. No chance. But then Kobe's friends, Kobe's comrades, Nakama, they're coming in. And they've really got some cool powers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, like, showing up and they're being, like, epic.
These aren't just regular cops. These are renegade cops that are above the law.
Yeah,
they're taking the law into their own hands.
They got a license to kill.
They're gonna turn in their gun and their badge.
Oh, I really like Hibari. She's the one with the rifle.
She was using she was the Vegapunk flower shot.
The flower shot. That's cool. Also, I really like her weird fucking clown tights and like army shoe combo.
Yeah, she's cute. Yeah, I like the striped tights. Very cute. Oh, it's on one leg. Yeah.
It's ripped off at one leg. That's
cute.
fun.
That's cute.
And she's like, haha, it's not like I like you or anything, Coope. Kobe's getting all of these ladies. He's surrounded by them. It's great.
Have we seen this clay man with the Prince Groose? He looks kind of familiar.
I don't think we've seen any of these people before. I think they're all like new, obviously except for Garp. I don't think there was a bit earlier. Oh, Tashiki's here as well.
Yeah.
Where there was
and Helmeppo. Everybody's favorite.
Helmeppo alongside some other girl who was crying that Kobe's been stolen by Blackbeard and saying, Garp, we gotta go save him. I forget. I don't think... She's probably in a panel here, but not prominently featured. She's not one of these new people.
Just some skank.
Yeah.
Hey, why is Aokiji here?
Aokiji, if you remember, fought against Akainu and created Punk Hazard at the end after the Marineford thing, and it was over a disagreement about the Marines and how things should be run.
Mm-hmm.
And so they fought about it, and Aokiji left, and then he joined Blackbeard.
He joined Blackbeard?
Yeah, he joined Blackbeard after that, and he's like...
Forgot that.
Yeah, he's been part of Blackbeard's crew, or like an ally. I'm assuming he's part of the crew. I don't really know what his deal is, because he doesn't seem like the sort of guy who would just join to be part of the bad guys. No. I don't think he wants to kill people. Maybe Blackbeard has more of a plan than we're led to believe.
That's very strange
I feel like
to me
Aokiji
that would join Blackbeard.
I feel like Aokiji's joining Blackbeard not like because he agrees with Blackbeard, but because it's advantageous to whatever ends Aokiji has.
He must be doing something. I mean,
because I like Aokiji. He seems like an upstanding fellow, and Blackbeard seems like a bit of a scoundrel, and not quite the same level of, I don't know.
Blackbeard's just out for himself, so like I don't get what's the appeal of working with him for someone like Aokiji. Being
on a powerful pirate crew to insulate him from the Marines or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Or like influencing him from the inside.
Maybe
because he sees him as a threat.
Aokiji just wants to join the winning side.
Could be something like that. I don't know. I feel like the fact that he let Nico Robin go all those years ago means that he doesn't actually believe the Marines are the good guys fully.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, well, I forgot. I was shocked to see him here, but I guess that explains it. We unfortunately do not get to see what the Glug Glug fruit does.
Yeah, it just makes bubbles like Glowbox in Rayman 3. Rayman 3!
No. That's the huge... That's San Juan Wolf making the bubbles, making the snot bubbles.
No, it's Vasco Shot, isn't it?
Well, no, Vasco Shot is riding a bubble, but the bubbles are just coming out of the San Juan Wolf's nose or whatever. I don't think that's a fruit power. I think he's just a snotty boy.
He's got some... Ew. Vasco. Yeah. Vasco, what you doing?
He's going to drink that snot later, and it's going to give him so much power.
So he's called a booze man heavy drinker who ate the Glug Glug fruit.
And he's just drinking booze.
I assume that means he can, like, inebriate people and things like that. Turn water into wine. And he's like, oh my goodness, it's Jesus.
Yeah, I mean... It could be.
I'll turn your blood alcohol levels a little too high, and then you'll fall over.
It could be a Logia, I guess, but probably not.
I mean, if it's made of alcohol, you just set him on fire.
Yes. That would be pretty easy, actually. Okay. Let's see here. I mean, what's
So the other thing about this, there's Moria.
Okay. Yes,
Gecko Moria is
Perona and Moria.
Yeah, so Perona, I guess, is outside, and she gave the keys to Kobe so that he could free Moria and free himself. So there's like a little alliance there. I'm sure Kobe will hold up his end of the bargain because he's a good boy.
Yeah.
which means Moria will be back in the game in some fashion. Which is interesting. We haven't seen Moria for so many years.
Weren't we just talking like a couple weeks ago about how is Moria even still alive?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he died at the Battle of Marineford, and I guess he didn't.
Yeah.
I don't remember when it was made clear. I think it became overtly clear when Absalom came to Blackbeard and said, "Please let my captain go." So I'm like, okay, he's alive. But maybe it was already made clear in some other fashion earlier than that. But yeah, he's been, like, ever since Luffy beat him, he's been taking L's. I wonder what's going to happen, because, like, he's got a powerful fruit.
Yeah.
Or maybe he doesn't have it anymore. Maybe Blackbeard stole his fruit.
His fruit is the one that he can just put people's shadows into other things, and it animates those things and turns them into zombies or whatever. Specifically,
he takes your shadow away from you.
Yes.
And can put it wherever he wants. He can put it in himself, he can put it inside a zombie. But if you don't have a shadow and the sun hits you, you burn to death.
Right.
Which is the scary thing about having no shadow, is that you burn in the sunlight.
I forgot about that. Okay,
that was the whole ticking clock at the end of Thriller Bark, where Thriller Bark, because of various things that happened on the island, the ship that's an island, it had drifted out of, like, it's not the Bermuda Triangle, but it's like a version of that big cloud that's constantly nighttime, and it was drifting out of it because somebody had, like, broken the rudder or something during all the fighting. And for the first time in a long time, the sun was rising, and everyone who didn't have a shadow was like, we gotta kill Moria and get our shadows back, otherwise we'll all burn to death. That was so cool.
Awesome. Yeah. And then he took Brook's shadow and put it, and that was Ryuma, right? He put Brook's shadow into Ryuma. Yeah. Okay.
That's how Zoro got the sword. So many things. All comebacks. So, like, I'm excited to see how Moria comes back into the story in some small way. And Perona, obviously, she's been around with Hawkeye, but then when Hawkeye lost his immunity from the Marines, he had to go into hiding, and Perona had to run away.
As one does.
And so, like, I don't know where Hogback is. Not seen him in a while. Wouldn't it be cool if, like, the Thriller Bark crew...
completely forgot about Hogback. Didn't expect to ever see Hogback again. But maybe.
Yeah, Hogback and what's the lady who's a zombie who's, like, throws dinner plates? It's like the lady he made to be his wife, but she hates him even though he created her.
Oh god, yeah. Right.
And she just hates dinner plates, and I think it's because of the shadow she has in her that causes that. I gotta reread Thriller Bark, because that's one of the arcs that I have not gone back to. I've gone back to re-look at earliest stuff. I'm actually doing a reread with a bunch of people, including Munchie, who is now going to be reading One Piece.
Yes, I've heard about that. Very exciting.
But I've not reread everything, and so certain parts have just not gone. I've not gone over them a second time.
Look at Prince Gruz making his little glorp self. Look at his little man.
Glorp and glorp self.
He's making his little boy.
He's making his little boy. This is a very cute little boy.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and I guess to wrap up what happens in the chapter, Garp appears on a flying ship, on his flying marine galleon with the dog head, and then he does a Galaxy Fist.
Just blasts their fucking town to smithereens.
He's so fucking strong. He doesn't even need to do anything. What do you think's gonna happen here, first of all?
Well, I guess it's Garp versus Blackbeard.
Yeah, and like, I don't know if Garp.
I guess it's gonna.
Every
I guess
member
it's gonna
of the
be
Blackbeard crew that's here, and Blackbeard.
Yeah, it's gonna be the sword members versus the Blackbeard crew. Like, how else can this go?
Well, it's gonna be a fight, but like,
they're gonna break off. They're
wondering-
gonna into a series of one-on-one engagements. Maybe we won't see them.
We won't see. I think we'll hear about what happened, and it'll be like a big moment. Like if Garp is dead, that would be a huge moment. I don't think he's gonna die, but he might get defeated.
He could die. Honestly,
he could die.
Honestly,
he's
he
old.
could die. Yeah. He's
but
old,
I don't think.
And this is the main villain of the series that he's going against, and he's doing it to rescue his boy. This is when old men die. This is when old men die in One Piece. It's when they stand up for their boys.
And this is the thing. Blackbeard's ship is on its way to Egghead, so presuming that this didn't happen that long ago, because
this is a flashback.
Yeah, Garp went to go save. It might not be a flashback, but I don't know where Blackbeard would be if not here, because who's on the ship?
This could be a flashback. I'm not. Yeah,
I think it might be, but like Garp is doing this, disobeying orders to be part of the fleet heading for Egghead, so we know it's happening around the same time. And if Kobe is here and Garp's here, then either Garp saves Kobe and they leave, and then for some reason Blackbeard appears at Egghead, or Blackbeard is running to Egghead from Garp, or the people on the Blackbeard ship are not who you expect.
Yeah.
Or some other thing. Like, it's lots of, like, whenever we
I thought
info on, like, who's on that ship, we'll know what happened here.
Like, this is going on now, and that ship is just someone else. I mean, not the entire crew's not here. Like, he could have just sent, like...
That is also true.
I don't remember who the other guys are. Let me look it up real quick.
Oh, yeah. No, I made a mistake. The bit where Kobe is like kneeling before Blackbeard is a flashback, and currently Kobe is, on the island escaping. So
wait, the bit where he's kneeling before,
but like Blackbeard's there, and he's like, "Haha, fuck you, little boy."
Oh, right, when he says, "I'm Sword."
Yeah, I'm a member of Sword, and it's like, yeah, that. So,
well, yes,
there's Van Auger. There's
that could be a flashback within a flashback.
It could be. I think, though, flashbacks are usually denoted by the background being either grey or black.
Yeah.
And this is not grey or black, so maybe you're right, and this is currently happening right now. Garp is attacking Blackbeard's island.
Yeah.
When Blackbeard is not here, and he's actually at Egghead with the rest of his crew.
I think so. Okay, so the crew we don't see Lafitte, Avalo. Oh, Avalo Pizarro is this new guy that we just met. Lafitte, Van Auger, Jesus Burgess, Katarina Devon, and I think that's it. I think so there's like a bunch of people that could be on that ship.
And we know
somewhere else.
We know that because we've seen recently the ship has a brig, and in the brig is what's her face? 3-Eye Girl Pudding. Pudding is on that ship. She probably still is. And she was kidnapped. Pudding, Sanji's bride.
Yes, Pudding, yes.
From Whole Cake. She's in there. Probably hasn't, because we've seen her in the ship, it's probably safe to assume that the ship contains her still, and she's not here on the island.
Mm-hmm.
And that was going on. We saw her when Blackbeard was fighting Law. So maybe Law could be with Pudding in the brig if he was defeated. If he wasn't defeated, then he may have escaped. But Pudding might be coming to see Sanji again pretty soon.
That sounds very likely. Okay, so apparently Pizarro was from Impel Down. I guess this is not... Okay, I forgot we'd seen him before.
Yeah. All of the Blackbeard editions were from Impel Down. I don't think there's been any others since.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen much of them. This is the first time we're, I think, even really seeing a conversation with Pizarro and Vasco Shot and stuff.
Yeah, we've just kind of seen them around. Apparently, they each command their own, ship.
Their own part of the Blackbeard fleet, yeah.
They're called the 10 Titanic Captains. Also, okay, so apparently we did see Sword before. Here's an old panel of and it's several of the same people. I don't remember what
yes.
Okay, apparently they were mentioned in chapter 498 and also in 956. I think this panel is probably from 956. So, yeah, that hat guy. Wait, X Drake might be a member? I mean, the wiki lists X Drake as an active member of Sword. I don't know. Oh, and then, of course, the 3 golems. And then, of course, the 3 golems are the most important ones.
Oh, I thought 956 wasn't that long ago, but it's like, it's... Oh, no, it is. It's
100 and some chapters.
It's the Reverie. I thought it was like Fishman Island, because I was seeing Fishman Island stuff, but it's Garp having a chat with Neptune. I forgot about this.
Apparently Sword was first mentioned as far back as 498.
You gotta be shitting on me. You gotta be crunch. You gotta be insane.
That's what it says.
How could something have happened before?
I just don't know. I can't explain it. The Romanized name is Sodo. You're welcome. You're welcome for that. Yeah, there's I think a bunch of the people are just... A bunch of the people pictured here might just be golems. I think they're just clay golems. So they're not real. Don't worry about them. Interesting.
The S Drake is in this chapter 956. He is a captain of Sword, and he's talking to Kobe.
Huh!
Yeah, I remember Drake talking to Kobe, but I forgot that detail.
I see. That does sound kind of familiar, actually. How the turn.
Oh, and that's right. This is where Kobe talks about. Yeah, he says, "I'm on my way to the Island of Women." Course he is. Perfect place to be for Kobe.
Yeah.
To capture the pirate Empress Boa Hancock, because she's no longer Shichibukai.
Do you like Kobe?
I think
I don't like him.
I think that they made him too handsome, but aside from that, I do like him. I think he's pure of heart and like a nice little boy. I mean, the fact that he has history with Luffy is cool.
I think
Luffy probably sees him as like a little brother, kind of.
I like that aspect of him. I think I just don't like how he looks. I don't think he looks cool, and they're sort of building him up as like a cool badass, and he just doesn't look cool.
No, Smoker is the cool badass Marine. Everyone agrees.
I feel
Smoker is the one. But
I feel
Kobe is like
bit...
a future one.
He's
in the
a little
way
bit...
that like Momonosuke is a future cool guy.
He feels a little bit like Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 2, where there's like, oh, there's a new, like, young, pretty boy badass in town, and he's the super strongest soldier of all. It's like, no, no, I don't like him. Get him out of here.
My God, this chapter has so much shit happening.
The new one?
No. The one I'm looking back at, 956, is I think it's when. At Reverie, they decided that the Shichibukai were no longer protected by the Marines, and so all of the Shichibukai are reacting to that knowledge, and like, Buggy the Clown is like freaking out because he's no longer defended. So I think this is where he decides to create Cross Guild, and then Mihawk is being attacked. And then here's Edward Weevil, who very briefly was part of the thing.
Is that when we first saw Edward Weevil?
No, we saw him before. He caused some havoc, and they said somewhere that he became a warlord. But then they abolished the warlordness. And now, what's her face? Stussy, the real Stussy, now that we know her real name.
Mm-hmm.
Says, yeah, kill them all, kill these Marines. And then Boa Hancock. And then Kobe goes to arrest Boa Hancock. Something, Blackbeard arrives. And captures Kobe, and that's why we're in this situation where Kobe is trying to escape. And that was 100 chapters ago. Wow.
That's so many chapters. That's insane.
Could you even imagine drawing one chapter of anything?
I can't. Let alone 2.
Let alone
1,000.
1,000. 1,080. I can't wait for the 1111 chapter.
Oh, base dab. Well, do we have anything else to say about this guy? Still looking forward to seeing what this egghead incident is all about, I guess.
Yes, they're building it up. Everybody's going to be there.
Yeah, I think it's probably other Blackbeard pirates are on the ship and are gonna probably frickin' whatever.
I've got a wacko prediction. I've got a wacko prediction. Pudding has the ability to remove memories from a person's head. That's her devil fruit ability. What if she removes the memories, the painful memories from Bunny's head? Upon request, like, please, I don't want to know about it anymore. Please just take them out of here. Take them out of my brain.
Yeah.
And Pudding's like, okay.
Wait. What did who was that girl that Sanji had a little fling with in Dressrosa? Like
Violetta?
Violetta.
Violet?
She had a power, right?
Yeah, I think her character was really badly handled. She had the whatever power we needed for this arc power.
What did she do? What was her thing?
I think it was something like she could see anyone around. Let me look it up. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Or Viola.
Yeah.
We're looking that up on the Heroes Wiki.
She looks so much better in the manga than the anime. Dressrosa just looks so ugly.
In the anime?
Yeah. They stepped it up after Dressrosa, but I remember Dressrosa being so not good to look at.
Appearance, personality, relationships. Just tell me what her fucking fruit is. A very
Devil
graceful
fruit.
A very
the Giro no Mi, Paramecia, allows her to see through solid objects and over vast distances. So she was just used as the I know what's happening where and I'm information.
This is why I was confusing her with Pudding, because Pudding has the third eye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, and then she sees.
She activates her.
She can see through Sanji's skin and bones.
She has the power to read other people's minds, even view their memories. She's impossible to deceive. This power is exceptionally useful for interrogation. Yeah, that's what her job was.
Yeah.
It was this ability that let her see through all the men who attempted to lie to her. But then Sanji was so pure in his love for women that she was taken aback that he wasn't trying to be evil.
I'm like, me, a woman. Oh my god, I can't believe men are all out to deceive me. They're all out to just use me. Finally a man who truly, down and deep in his heart of hearts, loves women. A man who loves women with he loves big tits unironically, and he will never go trans.
Sanji is the biggest. He's the biggest feminist of all, and it's proven by Viola.
It's funny because, like, it's not. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but is it just that, like, was he like in love with her, or does he just love women?
I forget. I mean, he loves her because he loves women.
Right.
He's like, I love
his
you.
His love for me is pure. Yes, he would feel the same towards any other female, but it is nevertheless pure.
I think that the thing is, like, she sees that men are like scoundrels.
Yes.
But even though she betrayed Sanji and caught him and then got him shot or something, he was bleeding, he protected her because she's so sexy. Right. And she was like, you do that for me? And then it turns out that she was being oppressed by the Dressrosa pirate crew anyway, so she didn't actually like being under them. And she was a big fan of Sanji after that.
Viola can gigantify her tears and subsequently detach and manipulate them, using them to pursue her opponents and attack them with blunt force.
Yeah, that I don't get that.
What the fuck?
It's a bit odd, but I guess
Okay.
it's sort of like it's a bit of beating you over the head with a theme, maybe.
So Giro, I guess the official English name is glare, but the meaning of the word is a glare or a stare. So it turns her into...
She's looking. That's her power.
It turns... Yes, she is looking. She's a looking human. No, she's an insight human. Or in the Viz translation, an eagle-eyed seer. None of that makes me think that she can make giant tears that will bash you.
I think that was just a part of, like, fuck it. Whatever.
Some vaguely
I just want to have, like,
thing that lets her do a punch.
Like, Oda was just like, I need her to do, like, a comedy moment where she beats the shit out of someone with her own tears.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, she could do that.
Sure.
Fucking whatever.
I get it. She awakened.
I
awakened
do
the
feel
devil
like-
fruit, and her tears
I do
became
feel
huge.
I do feel like there were too many characters in Dressrosa, and Viola was unfortunately completely sidelined after whatever small scenes she had with Sanji.
Yeah.
Then she was just there, and then she disappeared from relevance forever. And
Yeah.
her power with her, it's sort of like one of those.
Kind of felt like they just kind of did her again, but with pudding.
Yeah.
Like they're very similar.
I wonder if it was like an idea that Oda had.
Mm.
Like, Pudding similarly is like, I know all of your secrets.
Yes, similarly is a woman that betrays him, but decides that she loves him anyway, and also
Because
has
he
a
doesn't
crazy
care
eye.
that she betrays him.
Yes,
And it's like she's never felt someone care about her. Oh my god, men usually abuse me. This is so fucked up. Oh my god, I love you, Sanji.
Sanji, your love for
it's
for
a good
women.
bit.
You know what? It'll be funny. It'll be funny, and it'll be worth it if like the series ends, and Sanji finds the all blue, and then like all the women that he's ever met who have fallen madly in love with him because his love for women in general is just so pure and unadulterated, and they're all just waiting for him. And they're like, "Yes, Sanji." We're here for you. No more Isle of Crossdressers or whatever. You don't have to worry about that anymore. We're here. We're here. You're safe. Marry us, and then he will.
Yes.
Yes.
Sanji was nice to Kiku.
Which one's Kiku?
Kiku is the trans girl in Wano. Born a boy,
Yes.
samurai, acts and it presents feminine, and everyone just calls her she.
I don't
remember.
I don't remember Sanji had anything to say about that.
Yeah, I think he said. I don't think any of there was no like overt trans like dialogue.
No, they just
in Wano.
I know that
aside from
they
that
say
one
they come in
moment
the
where it's
bath.
like
they get in the
one
they're all in the gender bath.
Yes, the gender bath, and it's like Yamato is in the men's.
Was Kiku in there, or was
and
she
Kiku
not?
was in the women's. Yeah,
Right. Okay. Well, there
nobody
we go.
had a problem with either of that except all the guys were like,
San-
"Oh my god, Yamato!" you have
Sanji had
big,
the eyes bugging
huge
out.
tits."
Sanji had the eyes bugging out because Yamato was there.
Yeah,
Bless his heart.
I ain't attracted to gender. I'm attracted to huge boobies.
Right.
That's what Sanji said.
That's what he said. They asked him about that.
He looked to the camera as he said it.
Sanji looked directly.
Dear
into the
Princess
camera.
Celestia, today I learned.
Today I learned about trans rights. Trans rights? What about trans fats, huh? They're in palm oil.
Oh,
I'm gonna put them in my Twizzlers.
okay.
Okay.
Where
Where are we?
Oh, you're talking about Viola because pudding. Because
Oh yeah, just.
I
very
think
hard
I
to
think
keep
it would
those two separate.
Viola would be fine with me if there was a moment where Viola came back and Pudding was there also, and they were fighting over Sanji because they're so similar. It'd be like, see,
yeah.
a little bit of a moment like that.
I want a big end of the thing End of the thing. Just all Sanji's women. They're just like, we're back. we have. Well, wait. Does he? I guess he doesn't really have that many.
No, he has Pudding and Viola.
Pudding and Viola.
And I guess there's women who are indifferent to him. They don't hate him or like him in any specific way, like Kami, the fish woman.
Yeah.
And like just people he's friends with, like Vivi.
Yeah. People he's friends with that he you know,
he would do his comedy routine with the heart eyes in the background, but they wouldn't really react to it.
But he's not too pushy about it, so you know, we can laugh it off. We can be friends, unless, but maybe he'll get more. It's just interesting that like 2 islands in a row they've given Sanji a romance, like an actual sort of like falls in love with a girl.
And it wasn't exactly in a row because there was the elephant in between.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But yeah, basically.
But they did it twice. It's weird that it happened twice. It never used to happen. We're building to something. We're building to Sanji harem arc. Sanji's going to become like Andrew Tate.
He's going to shave his head.
The ultimate feminist. The ultimate lover of women.
There was, I remember when the time skip happened and Sanji had been in the Isle of the transvestites, the cross-dressing island.
The Okama, right? The
Okama land.
Yes.
And he had not seen a real woman.
Chameleon.
Yes!
Because they're disguising themselves as females.
But like he hadn't seen a beautiful woman in a long time, and he had nosebleeds, and it was kind of like he's going to die. He lost so much blood.
He was so backed up. He was so backed up from not letting his nose bleed from seeing beautiful women that he was backed up. It was clotting. It was going to die.
Yeah, I thought
he had to release.
I thought that the thing was going to be permanent. That Sanji was going to like every time he sees a woman bleed to death. And I'm like, no.
Oh, right.
This is like because
negative character development. He is now lethally vulnerable to.
Yeah, it's no longer. Oh, he has heart eyes. It's like he has a nosebleed and he has to like try to deal with it.
Brain hemorrhage. Yeah.
But he did end up like figuring that out.
Good for him.
Good. I don't want him to constantly be bleeding. That would be terrible.
I'm happy for him.
But like, if all of the beautiful women are all blue, and there's like, haha, hi Sanji, would he bleed to death there?
You know what? He can just have the two. He can just marry the Pudding and Viola because they're like the same woman anyway. So he can just have both of them, and that's enough. I think he'll be happy with two.
One with each eyebrow.
When his eyebrow is swirling counterclockwise, he's in a Viola type mood, and when his eyebrow is swirling clockwise, he's in a Pudding type mood.
That's how you know.
You know, Sanji, I mean, he just cook for them. He's too much of a gentleman. He would never lay a hand on either of his wives. He would just make them delicious roasts. Because his true love is the sea.
Yeah, I wonder about all that. Like, is he a virgin? It'd be funny if
I feel like if I investigate this hard enough, I think he's probably canonically a virgin. I think they all are because none of them fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Zoro. Zoro, I feel like could have lost his virginity.
Who would he have fucked? Who? I dare you.
One of the zombie gorillas on the.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Brooke definitely got some.
Brooke?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
He either gave him a bone or he gave him a bone. You know?
Didn't I know? There's the line he said like their true love is adventure or whatever. I don't know. The series is pretty chaste. I know that there's been occasional like dick references here and there. By and large, these characters do not have sex.
Luffy is asexual for sure. Doesn't give a fuck.
I don't know.
Literally,
is it just Luffy? Do you think it's just Luffy?
Oh, for Luffy, yeah.
Luffy definitely just doesn't have interest
I think
in
Frankie
women or
probably
anyone.
would have Robin. It probably would have been quite dark because she was a runaway girl. She'd probably been raped before.
Oh God. She
That-
had
you
to
can't get into
do
that.
things. She had to do things to get by. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to think about Nami either because
Oh right. Yeah.
she's also kind of a child slave to Arlong.
True. No, see, this is what I'm saying. I think they just don't. I think these characters just don't have sex. Like, yeah, I think Frankie would have sex if he were a real person in the real world, but in the world of One Piece, I don't think any of them have sex.
Fair enough.
That's.
I just like the idea. I just like the idea of Sanji and Pudding or Viola or both of them, and they're like coming on to him, and he's like, "Haha, I don't know what to do anymore. I didn't think this far ahead."
I didn't think this far ahead.
They go to the honeymoon. He's like, shall I cook something for you?
I
And
swear,
like,
I swear to God, their honeymoon is just he's gonna kiss their little ring fingers and he's gonna cook fish for them, and that's the honeymoon.
And they're gonna be like, "Come on, Sanji, come to bed."
Come on. But he was too much of a gentleman.
I would never
have
deface
sex with his wife.
I would never defile a woman by touching them.
That's right. I think that's the right way to look at it.
Yeah, so Sanji would be waiting on them hand and foot. And I guess since they're not, they would get with each other, I think. It'd be Viola and Pudding.
Of course. Because
and
that's
Sanji
not
would,
because
Sanji
that's not
would be in the
sex.
chair
It's
watching them.
It's not sex when it's two women. It doesn't count.
Of course.
Doesn't count. So Sanji would.
That's a good ending.
Sanji would come in. He'd be like, I'm gonna do his old four kids dub voice. He'd be like, "Hey, Viola, I made you a nice fish for you, my darling." And then he'd come in and they'd be making out, and he'd just be like, "What's this? This is so silly. What is your practical joke? What are you doing? That's so funny. All right, you kids have fun now." There's a video by Lily Alexander about I might have mentioned this. Stop me if I mention this. It's about the first filmed kiss. The first filmed kiss. There is a movie that's considered the first kiss, and it's between there's an actor and an actress, and they banter and then they kiss each other, and that one's kind of famous. But there's actually another one before that's actually two naked women kissing each other, and you'd think that one would have been really scandalous that was put to film, but it's not, because reason one is that it was more of it was an art reference. It was a piece of art reference footage for artists to copy when they were drawing. It wasn't disseminated as a cultural thing.
Why were all these artists drawing this scandalous woman-on-woman kiss?
And the other thing, and that's why they were naked, is because it was supposed to be an anatomical study. But also, it just wasn't seen as sexual at all, because women did not have sexual desires. They were just two women kissing. That's just a silly, ridiculous goof.
Girls just do that. They just like doing that.
If they do it, it's not because they like it or they're even thinking about anything at all. It's just a funny, it's
it's just really funny.
It's like if a giraffe were wearing a top hat. It's why is it doing that? That's so silly. Yeah. Literally though. It was just a funny goof, and nobody even thought about it. It's two girls can't kiss. That might overturn the societal the norms.
All the historical lesbians just sort of side-eyeing each other, it's just like a giraffe with a hat.
Such a funny goof. It was exactly like that.
They would play that up. They would play that up so they wouldn't get attacked and killed by the anti-woke brigade.
That's what I would have done. I think that's probably how I would handle it.
Wait, you like doing that?
Wait a minute.
Die.
Wait a minute. This is so fucked. I think we're done talking about the chapter.
Yes.
I've got to pee again, tragically. So I'll be right back.
Tragic.
Okay. Sorry, I'm back. Let's should we do voicemails?
Before that, I wanted to talk about this little spreadsheet.
What's this?
I will screen grab it. For purposes of drawing my comic, Clarissa Gunsmoke and the Bandit King, I have taken to keeping track of things to put numbers to my progress, and it's a very small little spreadsheet, but I just really like it. It's just really cute, and it basically tracks my pages per hour and my average pages per hour for line art and shading / finishing touches, finalizing of a page.
That's nice.
So I have a week, and sometimes I don't do anything for a day. It's like, whatever. But as you can see, my most recent week, I've been not doing much, and I've been ratcheting up the amount of time I'm spending. I'm going to try and aim for like a 6-hour day, and I'm just going to keep going a bit more every day until I can, reliably do it. And then at the top right, my PPH, my pages per hour, I can see, and I put all the little code in, so it like makes all the numbers correctly, and it's very simple, and it's nice.
My numbers for Beastcapades would be really bad on these. I feel like my time per page is like really awful, especially considering that like there's not that much drawing involved. And yet they still just take me forever. And I hate it.
Is it because you keep like changing bits?
Yeah, it's because I keep
like drawing and redrawing bits.
It's not drawing and redrawing so much as it is like fiddling around with like how big to make a panel, or like where to position it, or like whether it should go on the left or the right, or where to crop it or something like that. And there's a lot of like switching tabs, because I'll switch from like I'll use the original art, the original panel, and then I'll put it on the page, and then I'll resize, and then I'll move it, and I'll just change my mind about how big it to be. And it's just very, it's very like, at any step of those process, there's a risk that I might lose focus and like get distracted and decide like, I'm gonna like, let me look at YouTube for a second. Let me look at Twitter for a second.
Oh yeah, that's no good.
It is no good. So, I
mean, it happens to me as well, but like, I just try to rein myself in when I notice I'm doing it.
I tried to change the workflow so that like I just like sized the entire page down so that I could just draw the panels directly onto the page and then size the page up. And it didn't really work because like the text did not scale correctly. Like I had to redo all of the text. And that was very annoying because I think that would have smoothed out my workflow a bit, and it like ended up introducing like more steps and where I had to like correct everything.
I should say that this is a very recently made spreadsheet.
This is good. This is good information to track, like how many hours you're working per day and how long it takes you to finish a page and how long for your line. Like this is good stuff to know.
Yeah, but it does not include the hours that went into all of the sketches for all these pages, which involves all of that mental labor of like thinking what size a panel should be, what shape it should be,
potentially
usually what sort of things should be on this page. That does take a long time, just thinking about it and like trying stuff out.
Usually the hardest part, and sometimes the one that like gets you completely stuck and like you can't even finish it until. So
if I were to, I do want to continue this spreadsheet just because over time the average will be more accurate to like an actual average of my like speed at drawing line art or shading, and I'm going to do a third one for sketching and like blocking out a page, because they're all different skills, but they're all important to track, but not together, because like I don't draw a page from start to finish in one go. I like draw the chapters pages in sketch form and then go do the line art.
Yeah,
because I feel like it's easier to to think how to plan pages out when they're all like vague, and I'm like, oh, actually this page would be better if it starts with a different panel, so I need to move panels around, and that means the previous page has to be different. And if it's already line art, then it's like a whole lot of bunch of work. But if it's still sketched, then I can easily resketch. So yeah, don't feel too bad about having to think about where the panels go, because that is a lot of. It's more work than you would imagine it takes.
I wanna try and cut down on it in some way. I think maybe there's some workaround to the text size issue, because it's really.
I mean, you could just like what I do with
just
things.
some decisions I could make ahead of time to just kind of standardize it a little bit to leave less room for me to like fiddle, because fiddling I can spend a lot of time fiddling on like pretty pointless stuff if I let myself.
I mean, what I would do if I'm sketching a page, blocking it out, I would draw like the very basics of what character is there, so that I could look back at it and be like, oh yeah, it's that character. And if they have a speech bubble where it's going, but you have text like underneath, I think you don't need to like type it out. Just put like, I'm going to put some text here, and then the next panel will be here, and then you fill in the text later after you've decided where the panels go.
Yeah.
Because you can always change the text size to fit if it's not enough space. I mean, I'm sure you have plenty of space on like an A4 or whatever size sheet, and the panels are not like filling it up in the same way a traditional comic would.
Yeah. It's just a workflow. Just gotta nail down a more optimal format and workflow, and in a way that makes pages go a little bit smoother, because they're not coming out smoothly right now, but it just takes refinement.
This sort of thing, this spreadsheet is really quite motivating for me, because like I have a good day, or like next Monday, this coming Monday, tomorrow, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to try and work for more than I did last time. So 4.5 hours, see how I do. Once I've done that, my goal for the day is done. But then I get to put the numbers in. So I worked for this amount of time, and how many pages got finished in that time. And, I put the numbers in, the little thing goes up or down. Like, is my average improving? I think it should be, because last week I was very slow. I was just sort of slowly starting to get things rolling again.
Eventually, you'll have a time when you put the numbers in and average goes down, and that's inevitable.
True.
So don't be too tripped up when that happens.
I will try not to. I'm sure I'll feel a little bad when like, oh, sure, I had a bad week.
Sure.
But I think that the longer I record the data for this, the less the average will shift. Like the first week that I recorded there for line art was very productive. Just so happened to be because it was the end of a bunch of other weeks of me drawing the previous chapter. So I was really going at it, working quite hard, getting a lot of stuff done. My pages per hour was like half a page an hour, but now it's like a third of a page an hour. And it's gone down, but like it's more accurate. And so the longer I go, it'll become more accurate. And so it won't go up or down that much.
Yeah.
It'll
settle into an average. Yeah. And
after I've finished with Clarissa, I'll be like, the average line art for that, I can pretty accurately say that's generally how fast I can do something. And then I can plan, like, if I do something on the level of Clarissa, how long is it going to take? And I have a number that I can pretty accurately say, that's a good benchmark. That's a good benchmark I can use to count how many hours it's going to take. And then I can see on this as well how many hours I'm likely to be able to do per day before I get too tired. I want to aim for like 6 hours. Last time I was doing really good.
It's very respectable.
Yeah. Last time my goal was 5 hours, and I did do that for like a number of days in a row.
Honestly,
so I think
like,
that's pretty doable.
Honestly, like 6 hours of like focused work a day is like kind of a lot. Like it's hard. That's a pay. I mean, to do that like
it is
5
a lot,
days
but
a
like,
week every week, that's like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to put it in. I mean, we're not like competing with mangaka, but like they probably work like 12 hours a day every day without weekends for the amount of work that they get they get done.
Yeah, a lot of them probably do. Yeah.
Obviously, their workflows are going to be different. It's not like there's a set schedule, but like I would like to be able to say to myself, I am capable of doing a respectable amount of work per day.
How much would it cost to pay a guy to do my inks and my finishing and my lettering? How much would I have to pay?
I have no idea.
For that?
You can check rates. People do that sort of thing.
Yeah,
maybe on Fiverr.
Maybe on Fiverr. Sometimes I've thought about hiring an assistant, but like for that to be worth it, I would have to be making a lot of pages. Like if I was in the midst of a big project and I was churning out pages, I might think like I should hire an assistant. Stupid to think about that when I'm like not actively pumping out stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's easy to get discouraged, for me at least, when I was like, I don't know, I see people working, I just think they're working so much harder than me. Therefore, I don't deserve success.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, actually, you can just do whatever you can do, and that. Shut up.
I mean, people that are pumping out a lot of stuff, yeah, they usually have a team behind them supporting them in some way, or a lot of times they do. There's a lot of unseen work that goes into like many things.
Yeah, I mean, for people who do fan translations, there's a lot of steps. It's not just you read it, you translate it, and you put the letters in. You gotta erase all of the things that's already there. You gotta type everything up, and you gotta make it look in the right font, in the right space, inside the balloon. And that's just translating, actually drawing it in the first place.
That's just translating.
You gotta have proofreaders and like double checkers.
Too hard.
As a team.
No thanks. No thanks. I just won't. I'll just wing it. I'll just do it the easy way.
I'll just wing it. For I can't think of a thing that rhymes with wing.
Bing, the search engine.
I'll wing it for a bing it.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Procrastinators podcast.
Do you want to go to voicemails?
I just want to end my stupid thought, and it's over now. So let's go to questions.
Let's go to voicemails. Okay, patreon.com/theprocrastinators to send a voicemail, I guess, or something. Speak pipe.
Pipe.
Please. Okay, there's not. Okay, it's a reasonable amount of voicemails. Thank God. The first one I see is called "A Purposeless Searching Husk." Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ben, look through the pictures on your mobile device. Find the ones where you made your hair look as bad as possible and post them if you are not craven.
I am craven.
I must see them.
No.
So that I can discover a new purpose for myself.
No, die. No purpose.
Wait until November, and then you can find that purpose.
Yeah. November, then, if you still need a purpose, maybe then we'll talk. I haven't even posted any pictures of my shaved head look, even though it looks good and fine. Not because I'm embarrassed. Well, yes, because I'm embarrassed, but not because I'm like, oh, it looks bad. Just because I'm like, I don't want anyone to see me.
I don't want people to see
Yeah.
me posting of myself.
And that goes doubly for like,
I don't want people to think I thought I looked okay to be posted online.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, I look okay, but if I don't look like my best, then I might as well look my worst.
I gotta wear a tuxedo if I'm gonna appear online.
I've got to wear the hijab to be decent. Next one is called Hebi Hebi. 3, 2, 1, go. Nothing?
Happy birthday, Ben!
What is this? Wait, hang on.
It said "Happy Birthday, Ben."
Oh, it was my birthday. Thank you. You know,
happy birthday! When was your birthday?
it was Sunday, or no? It was yeah. It was last. No, it was
Sunday before last.
It was 2 Fridays ago. 2 Fridays ago.
Oh,
It's been a while.
sorry, I missed it.
Whatever. Everyone else did too, so it's fine. No, I like deliberately didn't say anything about it. You know who else's birthday it was? Endless War. We have almost the same birthday. The Endless War anniversary is April 9th. So it was a 5-year anniversary.
Oh my god!
Yeah, if you can believe that.
Endless War so old.
Yeah,
it's cracking. It needs a repair. It needs a refurbishment.
It's actually kind of bizarre. It's bizarre to me to think back to I didn't make it by myself, but when we made it, and think that it's been 5 years since then. That's strange. That's weird to me.
It feels like it's been around for a while, but like when you put a number like 5 years,
it feels like 2, maybe 3 years. But no.
There's one thing that always trips me up, and it's the fact that 2021 was a whole year and not like a month.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
like 2020 and 2021 feel like the same year.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, that whole thing, I think, contributes to the feeling of, like, nothing happened. Well, I mean, things happened, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was odd.
Yeah.
It's a very odd, like, alien feeling. I never been through a single pandemic before that one.
Yes, well, it won't be the last. Next,
oh boy,
we got. You thought that one was good. Just wait until you hear what we got cooking. Next one is called Death Note. 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa. L dies? You spoiled Death Note for me.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Should have watched it, stupid.
Just so you know, L, took an L. That's the biggest L he ever took.
It was kind of an L, but he did it. He did get the W in the end. He got the W in the end, though. I
don't think W's count from beyond the grave. I don't think God accepts W's.
Shit.
They don't get past the kingdom of the gates of heaven. They don't get past those pearly gates. They stab them with little spears.
There's no L's or W's in the Bible, actually. Next one is called Delving into Gibbon's Psyche. 3, 2, 1, go.
Are you delving into Gibbon's psyche?
I was gonna say we're learning a lot about Gibbon right now.
Yep. Are you sexually into like are you a masochist or do you just think it's funny?
I think it's funny. I don't actually know whether I'm into that. I just thought it was because like I'm. Who's that? Because like all that they all represent like something that I want to be. I want to be really confident and cool. Like them. But they're also women.
Wait, what was that last? I missed that last.
They're also women.
They're also women. Are you talking about your waifus in this one?
I think I was probably talking about Vriska and Marceline.
Episode 2 of the Pro Crastinators podcast.
Delving into Gibbon's psyche. Aww. I mean, true.
Your voice is throatier. You have like a deeper, throatier version of yourself.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but like
it's mask presenting, I guess. It's one of those weird things because I don't feel like I was ever putting on a voice.
No.
But now that I talk like more just naturally how I feel like it's okay to talk, I wouldn't have talked like this back then because it's like, oh, that's a high-pitched, sort of weird, girly voice.
I mean,
But I wasn't, like, trying to do, like, a deeper voice. I don't know.
I sound different now than I did back then as well, and I don't really know why that is. I never attempted to put on a voice. I don't know if I just sound different now or if I just have changed my cadence or something. But
I think
me too, honestly.
It comes with, like, I presume, merely talking a lot.
Yeah.
Because we are on a podcast, we talk a lot, maybe more than normal people talk.
Maybe.
Like, obviously you talk with friends, but, like, a lot of dialogue is through text.
Yeah.
And so you might not talk that much. We talk quite a lot. Yeah. Especially if you're a YouTuber, you talk a hell of a lot. But, like, I don't know why sometimes a voice goes up in pitch, and for other people it goes down. I noticed, and I think Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps did say that talking so much on Game Grumps has made his voice deepen quite considerably.
That's interesting.
And I'm like, wow, what? Huh? I don't know anything about that.
Strange. Okay, next.
Also, I sound more British, and I don't like that.
You used to?
I did used to. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't hear my voice right now, so I don't know.
Next one is an image. Let's look at it. Ben Saint, I'm going to put my dick into a blender. Food and Drug Administration. Sir, please don't do that. Thousands of Americans have suffered blender-related injuries to their genitals this April alone. Nice concern trolling, Nazi. Blocked.
That's how it goes.
What can I say but true?
What can I say but
they're not telling me that for my own safety. They're telling me that because they're trying to control me. They're trying to gaslight me.
They're trying to get some good PR.
We're
the company that told somebody not to put their dick in a blender. I'll buy that blender.
Dick in a blender. Next one is another image. Let's go.
Yeah.
I paused my Procrastinators podcast, episode 3, whatever, to be here. This better be good.
My Little Pony tattoo on their arm?
Yes.
Trans belt buckle.
Why did they have to pause? I don't get it.
No, the idea is that it's like a cringe, like, gamer shirt. I paused my video game to be here. This better be good. Like, I don't like social interaction, but they replaced it with a procrastinator.
This is just a caricature. This is just a cruel caricature of your
this
typical
is what the
PCP
audience
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they holding their can of soda like that? It's gonna fall out.
This guy hates our audience even more than I do. You can imagine that. Speaking of which, the next one is called Imagine Playing That. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't know anything about Fire Emblem, but I like them in Smash. Is Ike cool?
What do you think, Gib? Is Ike cool?
Ike is, he's unlike a lot of Fire Emblem protagonists because he's not a noble, rich son of a lord or a king or a prince or a princess who is destined to wield the super sword and save the universe. He's a mercenary who rallies his people against the evil kingdom. And in that way, he is very based.
That's pretty cool.
I like him.
It's pretty neat.
He's a down-to-earth kind of boy.
Neat.
He also does save the world, but, like...
Sure.
It is, whatever.
Yeah.
There's always a magical demon or something.
There's always a demon. This next one is, there's an image. No, I never watched the Procrastinators podcast. What the fuck is that?
It's just a big bunch of trash.
Yeah, there's no tunnel. There's
no tunnel. He's just a guy walking away with his pickaxe.
Just walking away from some trash.
Why did he get so close to the trash with a pickaxe?
I would have avoided it.
Are you an idiot?
I would have avoided it much further than that. He was playing with fire. Okay.
He's so despondent. He thought it was a mountain that he could get diamonds from, but oh no, it's just a bunch of trash.
Next one is
It's another image.
Tiny URL?
It says URL shortener.
Oh,
I do not know
the hell
what
is this?
3 anime girls and a spider coming through a door. Some abstract.
And there's a Rubik's Cube with like an intestine.
I don't think this is related to anything.
No. Looks neat.
It's pretty cool, I guess.
Next one is called Porn 3, 2, 1, Go.
What do you watch more, cartoon porn or human porn?
I would have to say,
what do you watch
in
more?
terms of videos, it would definitely be human.
Yeah, human.
Definitely human.
Like animated hentai stuff is sort of disgusting.
Yeah, animated is bad. Cartoon. I read manga. A lot of the porn I consume is in manga form. So
yes.
that's not animated. That's not a cartoon.
Illustrations.
Yeah, when it's animated, it looks bad.
Comic books.
I never like it when it's moving.
No, stop moving. I am the one who turns the page, not you.
Yes. Next one is called This You. 3, 2, 1, go.
Eleazar, drop that voicemail. Eleazar, try.
Yes.
I couldn't hear what you said through your tears.
I think you said cut that voicemail. Cut that voicemail.
What, the porn one or?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just any old voicemail.
I guess we should cut all of them to be safe.
Maybe I cut a voicemail last time. I don't remember. To you, it was the day I cut your voicemail. To me, it was Tuesday. I don't actually cut very many. Next one is called Funny Voicemail Idea 3, 2, 1, go.
So, I had an idea for a voicemail, but I'm too lazy to open up Sony Vegas and make it.
Nice.
So, okay. Here's what we do.
True
So that you know that guy
procrastinator.
who left that Chad versus Virgin Jesse, Ben Saint fan art, if you can call it that. Okay, so I was thinking, so in that situation, Ben is Batman, and the other guy who sent in the picture is the Joker. And then when Ben said that one thing where he said, "This guy genuinely hates me. He genuinely hates me," then it would like cut to the Joker saying, "Oh, what would I do without you, Batman? I need you, Ben Saint. I need you. You complete me, Ben Saint."
That's.
And I think that would be pretty funny.
You know what?
Yeah. Good idea.
Maybe.
You know, it's a more fun way to look at it, I think.
You complete me, Batman. You complete me, Benson.
We are destined to do this forever.
This dance.
Okay, the next one is just called She, Her. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's currently 11:30 on Friday. Where's the new video?
Shut up! Shut the hell up! Fuck you, entitled fan! Fuck yourself! You're lucky you get any podcasts at all. You don't deserve it.
We were too busy eating chocolate eggs.
It was Easter. Yeah, I had to get my blackstrap molasses.
I was eating a chocolate crunchy bar egg.
I ate some
and curling up in the sunlight, and that's my Sunday.
I ate some coffee chocolate granola snacks. The next one is an image. Let's look at it. There it is. Okay, I like this.
These images at the bottom are very funny.
I have enlisted GPT
that
chat to cyberbully you, but it came out too savage. If your fragile liberal feelings are hurt,
feel free to skip this entire
voicemail. Saint, who want you?
You read yours first,
yeah.
I guess.
Wait, is this a rap? Oh, Ben Saint, the podcaster and Twitch streamer, the one known for his shitty Blu-rays and demeanor. He lounges all day, a lazy man indeed, sitting around stuffing his face with keto feed. A socialist, he proudly claims. Twitter feeds his constant flames, but his work ethic's rather lame. Compared to Nate, he's such a shame. While Ben tweets...
How does ChatGPT know so much?
I don't know. While Ben tweets, Nate earns his bread. He works hard while Ben lies in bed. Ben's comics, they're always late. Nate's success, he does create. Oh, Ben tried to paint his teeth with glowing paint, thinking it'd make him cool, but oh, what a quaint idea he had. Okay. Idea he had, for it made him look strange, and now he is seen as simply deranged.
This is like a doctor's... I mean, I know it's the...
Is this in the style of Dr. Seuss?
Thing. I think that the quaint, strange, deranged, like that seems like a sort of thing you would say about like a villain in a Dr. Seuss.
So Ben Saint, the man of many quirks, is nothing but a lazy all-day jerk. With shitty Blu-rays and gummy worm snacks, he won't go anywhere. That's just the facts.
I can see that.
Saint bros, it's over.
Iso malt gummy.
Delicious.
Oh, give and take. What a name to bear. An artist who couldn't even draw a square.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, no.
Got your ass.
Attended animation school to learn, but ended up with art that made us yearn. Doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, yearn for a better society.
Yearn for better art.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going for.
Your Minecraft castle is your claim to fame, but who cares? It's just a virtual game.
It's not even real.
Not even real. No, it's real to me. You call yourself
your Minecraft castle? It's only in a video game, Gib. It's only in a video game.
Some people have real castles.
Yeah. Nate has a real castle. What did you have, Ben?
You call yourself a big mummy milker, obsessed with anime boobs. What a thriller.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's not a burn.
The first one was a little questionable. This one's, these rhymes are, we got a good,
maybe they just know less about
we got a good one coming
Your presence on YouTube quite obscure. It leaves us questioning, what is it for?
What is it for?
What is it for? Your failed attempts at being a comic artist makes us wonder if you're even an artist. Yeah, this is really bad. This is
one's
not like
really bad.
Words they seem to elude, a vocabulary so small, perhaps give and take shouldn't talk at all.
Oh, I like that
that's
one.
Pretty
I
good,
like that
though.
one. That one's good.
Oh no, my vocabulary is so small.
So meager, minuscule.
So give and take, strive to be better. Learn from Mage, a true trendsetter.
Mm-hmm.
For art is a craft to be honed with time, not thrown together like a nursery rhyme.
Is that a self-burn from the
It's
AI?
a self-burn from ChatGPT.
Gibsters, we're finished.
Gib sisters were finished.
Gib sisters.
I'm holding my published book, though.
I'm
always on that grind.
I think my isomalt gummy is better than your book. You can't even.
I don't know.
You can't even eat that book. And
yeah, but you can't even read that gummy.
You can read it because it has words on it, actually. So it's clearly labeled.
My word count's bigger than your gummy could ever imagine.
It's called concise storytelling. My gummy gets in, gets out, tells you all you need to know. Pretty funny. Pretty good. Lamau. Okay, we got another one. It's an image. Sora, Katakuri, you're swole enough already. Go help your mother with the grocery bags. Dad, can I be next on Gamer Zone? Not this time, Hilarion. I already have Elon Musk and PewDiePie scheduled.
So I think this is supposed to be Nate and his son, Sora and Katakuri.
I think, yeah, Nate's kids, Sora, Katakuri, and Hilarion. That would be a very strange name for a child. Dad, can I be on your podcast this week? Fuck you, son. Elon Musk.
I've got
is
Elon
first
Musk
in
and
line,
PewDiePie.
actually. Yeah, this is how Nate sees it going down, I think. Time will tell.
I wonder how many Soras there are in the world. Because of Kingdom Hearts.
I think there's got to
specifically.
be some. I think there's definitely some, yeah. Here's a better question. Well, I wonder, I mean, is that a thing that people are, like, normally named in Japan?
Probably.
So, okay, I guess it's not... It wouldn't be that weird, then, if someone named their kid Sora because in Japan, but in English it would be a bit weird. So, yeah, only the English ones. I bet there's some. Katakuri. Okay, next one is called Timmy. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, Wedgie, mommy, Wedgie.
Wedgie?
Oh, I'm such a fucking nerd. Wedgie.
The PCP characters are getting worse and worse.
We used to be a proper country.
Wedgie. Mama!
What the fuck is the point of this? What's the joke? That
It's
sucked.
Timmy.
That sucked. I'm sorry. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. Give me a freaking break over here. Next one is we got another image. Oh my god, let's freaking go. Oh god. More.
It's more of this.
More of this.
These
All
faces. Procrastinators podcast. Oh, it's more. Okay, good. Welcome back to us. This is the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast, folks. Today, Ben and I are here to announce our latest and greatest project, Perfect Comic Party.
That's right, Gib. This is going to be the best online comic platform out there. People can submit their own comics and get published alongside our own masterpieces, Clarissa Gunsmoke and Beastcapades.
Absolutely. This is exactly how we,
yes, I agree.
we talk.
I agree.
And let me tell you, folks, my comic is the real deal. It's got action, drama, romance, and a badass female protagonist who's not afraid to take down the bad guys.
Excuse me, Gib. I'm pretty sure Beastcapades is the superior comic here. My characters are lovable, my plot is engaging, and did I mention it includes freaking beasts?
Yeah, but your comic doesn't even conform to gun control.
It does not.
I mean, how can you call it Beastcapades without including some kind of gun-wielding animal?
Hey.
What?
Hey, at least it's not a ripoff of Bard Quest like your comic is.
Hey, Clarissa Gunsmoke is a completely original creation. Thank you very much. And it's going to be even better with the addition of all these amazing comics submitted by our fans.
Yeah, speaking of which, did you see this one? It's blowing up on Twitter. I think it might just be more popular than our own comics.
Wait, what? Let me see that. Oh, wow, that's actually really good.
Yeah, check out all these likes and retweets. People are
These
flocking to this
faces.
artist.
I'm so worried. Oh, this is just great. Now nobody cares about Clarissa Gunsmoke or Beastcapades anymore. Why did we even start this stupid project?
I don't know, Gib. I had to sell my freaking Oculus Rift to pay rent this month.
And I'm making 6 anime Dakimakura reviews every week just to make ends meet.
Well, at least it's helped me lose some weight. Starvation has its silver linings, I guess.
Wow, way to put a positive spin on things, but seriously, do you think we made a mistake with Perfect Comic Party?
I don't know. I mean, it was a good idea at the time, but maybe we weren't ready for the competition.
True, but let's not give up yet. Maybe we can come back even stronger with our next project, and who knows, we might even discover the next big comic artist.
Resolve.
Your fucking head.
Yeah. These are very flattering. These are very nice. I'm just scrolling back up at the faces. What? Why can you call it? How can you call it Beastcapades without some sort of gun wielding animal?
Yeah, Ben.
It doesn't even conform to
gun control. I got a good argument there.
Yeah, you got me a little bit. Okay, next one is that was the one we just looked at. Oh, we got a freaking Vokaroo. Oh, I know what this is. Wait. These are from Cheesy, aren't they?
I don't know.
Because they're called Steve No and Enderman No, because like the block, the mecha block.
Oh, well, it might not be Cheesy. It might be whoever's in the chat who saw.
Oh, Lamau. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Steve, it's Steve. It's Minecraft, Steve. Mr. Minecraft, Steve himself. What are you doing, man? What are you doing with that big wig pickaxe, huh? A large, sizable pickaxe for mining society? What are you doing, man? You can't mine that. That's the sacred block, the Muhammad rock. Don't even think about it. Don't touch the Muslim tetrahedroid. Don't mine it. Do not mine the Muslim cuboid with your pickaxe, Dimoid. Do that.
The end. Okay.
That's Oblivion Fall.
Is it? I mean, is that an AI voice?
It's an AI voice, but Oblivion Fall is he loves that voice generator.
It could be.
I feel like it would be. I guess I just don't know who else would submit such a thing.
You're right. Okay, well, there's one more called Enderman No. So let's go. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
The Enderman. He's that pesky Enderman. He's going to pick it up. He's going to pick up the cube of Muhammad Rube.
The cube of Muhammad
Rube. My
Rube.
pilgrimage. This is not block game Mecca. This is Muslimania Minecraftania. Don't let him grasp it. Do not let him grasp the cube.
Don't let him grasp it.
Do not let him grasp
Don't let him grasp it. No, he's grasping. No.
He's grasping.
I'm gonna grasp.
Oh, he's grasping.
I'm gonna grasp. I will have a great time when that stupid slime and punishment Kickstarter gets going. I will have a great time telling people to plooge.
Oh yeah. And it works because plooge is like splooge. It's like slime. You could imagine dropping stuff into a slime vat.
It encourages people to save up a big cummy load of lots of money and then just squirt it all out all over me. On my waiting face. Mess me up.
I've lost my appetite.
Mess me up with all that cash money. Mess me up with a big donos, big liquid stream of currency. On patreon.com/theprocrastinators, you can plooge for content if you want to.
Yes.
Well, what do you think? Are we concluded?
I was gonna talk about having finished Utena and the Owl House is finished, but since you haven't seen those, I can save that for another time.
Yeah, I have not seen either of those at all. My recommendation, you should watch RRR. It's really good. It's a really good film. It's good. It's a good movie. It's the best movie I've seen in a while. It was better than Northman. Better than everything,
Southman.
Everything Everywhere, in my opinion. Those are like the only 2 movies I saw last year. I think it's even better than Locke, the movie where a guy is sitting in his car on his phone for 2 hours. It might even be better than that.
Crazy.
I know.
Okay, thanks for listening.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
Go to amazon.com/Clarissa find my book and buy it and have it.
Do it.
Cherish it.
Do it, plooge. I mean, bye. Okay, bye.
Boy. I'm trying to... You can't do an ooh sound with a bye.
Booey. They're saying yes, boo earns. Yes. Okay, bye.
Okay. Yep, bye.